be inside the Renaissance Hotel. Open daily for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, Tula is the perfect spot for that business lunch or that elegant night on the town. For reservations or to view the menu, visit TallulahRestaurant.com. That's TallulahRestaurant.com.
This is Clayton Thompson with First South Farm Credit. At First South, we specialize in financing rural land. Whether it's a 100-acre deer camp in Mississippi or a 20-acre home site in West Feliciana, First South can put together a customized loan package up to a 30-year term with competitive interest rates. When you're ready to talk about land ownership, call me, Clayton Thompson, at 225-658-0596. Find us online at firstsouthland.com.
Hey, Baton Rouge, remember Red Stick Sports, your hometown favorite since 1981. They've been here through every season, serving our community with pride. Still family owned and operated, they're more than just a store. They're a part of your life. Whether it's football, baseball, or any sport in between, they've got you covered. Any season, for any reason. Red Stick Sports is there for you. Swing by today and keep the spirit alive. Red Stick Sports, where every game begins. 5770 Essen Lane.
Before every game, you're reminded that Tiger Stadium is a pantheon of concrete and steel. When it was time to add upper decks, do you know where that concrete came from? It's Louisiana Concrete products. Whether it's the next Gulf hurricane or Death Valley earthquake, you can trust Louisiana Concrete products.
Insurance companies have teams of professionals to fight your claim. If you want to know what your case is really worth, I'm Spencer Callahan. I'd like to help.
Spencer Callahan is the one to see. Call 387-2323.
LA filing number 16-7970.
WNXX Jackson, KNXX Donaldsonville, and WDGL HD2 Baton Rouge. This hour brought to you by Spencer Callahan Injury Lawyers. LA 21-12681. Offices in Baton Rouge.
Good morning. It's 7 a.m. here on Tuesday, September 10th. Today in Baton Rouge, you can expect rainy skies with a high of 78 in hour one of today's show. We'll break down the film of LSU versus Nicholls, and we'll look ahead to their matchup with the South Carolina Gamecocks. You can follow us on Twitter or Instagram at OTB_ESPN and watch us on YouTube at the 1045 ESPN channel. Hour number one of Off the Bench, live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studios, starts now.
Let's go, baby, let's go.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah.
Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
They said I gotta come off the bench.
Now, here's Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yo, what's up, y'all? Welcome in to a brand new day of OTB, September 10th, 2024. And one day for Tay-Tay's birthday. How about that? Just realized it. Never forget, Taylor born on one of the tougher days in our country's history.
Be a hurricane birthday. You know, people are saying.
It's true.
People are saying this might be the most historic event to ever happen on my birthday.
Just a bevy.
It's not from me. That's from other people.
Just a bevy of good luck there, aren't you, Taylor?
Yeah.
Really, the cosmic force is smiling down on your B-Day. Yeah, man, storm's rolling in. Everybody be safe, get prepared, get whatever you need today. To be honest, I don't know much about it. I should probably learn more about it. My wife's leaving town today, so it's about to be me and the kids solo riding it out. But, I mean, hey, you know, I didn't put together that Twister cowboy outfit for nothing. So I'm just going to throw that white shirt on, throw the cowboy hat on, and get ready to ride this thing out. We got a good show coming to you today. Dove deep in the LSU Nicholls film last night. We'll review that. Nick Underhill completed his Saints film review, and there's a lot of interesting things to break down there. Paul Skenes is out here setting records. Week 1 of the NFL is in the books. We can preview week 2 of college football. So, look, man, we got a great show planned for today. YouTube.com/1045 ESPN. If you want to get involved online, hit the like button, share it with your friends, your enemies, everybody. you see at the local library. How's everyone doing today? Jake, what's up, man?
I'm doing great.
Family looked great at the game last night.
Yeah, had a good birthday with Jackson. Turned 15, got a victory, 20-12 last night.
Tough fought.
He played really well. Was playing left tackle, playing a little nose guard.
Hell yeah.
In the trenches. Big Fave would be proud of him. You'd be proud of him.
Hell yeah, dude. I think you said a highlight. I got to check that out. I haven't seen it. I saw the picture on Instagram of the family. Family looked great. Very large, very happy. Everybody's getting older. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Alondra, how you doing, girl?
I'm good. I'm not going to lie. I'm like got a little bit of anxiety over this storm a little bit. Because I'm hearing different things. Everybody like kind of exaggerates a little
T-Bob
bit.
and I are
but
probably
also,
the worst to get like.
Yeah, I'm meteorologically.
We're like,
meteorologically agnostic.
Like I'm kind of like meh, but I'm also kind of like, what?
I'm just thinking
you probably should be. I'm not saying that we have the right attitude towards it.
I'm just thinking if I'm lazy enough or if I have the energy to go pick up stuff to maybe like make a gumbo.
Yeah.
During the storm.
If you have power. Or do you have a generator?
No, I do not have a generator.
I know. I feel like I should invest in one.
I got a feeling like, are y'all going to be bunking up with me?
Maybe.
That's what it feels like.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
We'll see.
I mean,
Yeah,
I'm on
Is
the
Team OTB going to be at the Hester house?
I'm on the women. I mean, these two, honestly,
Yeah,
if
you're
we're
on a
being
good
completely
grid.
honest, these two are probably going to be living up here in this building.
Who?
Have y'all realized this yet?
Oh, yeah. I'm
You
already
and
on.
Taylor?
Storm coverage,
no,
yeah.
Tay got out of it.
What?
I got
How?
like volunteered
So,
for it. I
it's
was an
very
ass.
easy.
Because
Tay
how it
got
works at
asked.
radio
I got
stations are
volunteered.
the young, hardworking producers are the ones who have to come up here and like sleep on couches.
Oh, I
But
slept
I
here for
think
2
there are
days during
people
Ida back in
here-
Yeah.
21.
I think there are people here that like we've paid our dues, and there are other people that need to pay their dues.
Okay,
and, like,
that makes sense.
We do
but
have a
like
lot
I
of new
still got
people.
voluntold to do it.
Well, this is your first hurricane, right? Like coverage?
I think so. Yeah.
Oh, she's going to have so much fun.
First time.
Nah, bro.
Because you're probably not going to see me the next couple of days. If school's canceled, I'm going to have to do the show from home.
Yeah.
With no wife in town. So.
I got a text, and I was about to go
Brino.
cut the grass, and I was
Yeah.
like, you know what? I'm not going to respond to the text yet. I'm going to wait till after I cut my grass. Took my time with that. About an hour and a half later, they're like, disregard.
Heady play there, kids. Heady play there, kids.
I
So
didn't-
you see
I
that?
I didn't even have to
Good
say
job
no.
by you, Tay-Tay.
Yeah.
Proud of you.
I didn't even get a text.
Yeah, your ass is stuck here at Laundry. You're cooked.
Yeah, you're
I'm
done.
cooked.
You are going to be up here for, I mean, it's a very safe building to be in.
Yes.
You have an
You know,
air
That's
mattress?
Well, that's what I
great.
was telling. I do actually.
Yeah, there you go.
I should bring it.
Yeah,
Actually, there's those couches downstairs.
Nah, you don't want to
Nah,
sleep
you
on
don't
couches.
No.
I hate
Listen,
sleeping on
they're
couches.
new couches.
I hate sleeping on. I have never, like,
and they're so
I-
comfy.
my buddy Will probably has the biggest, comfiest couch in the world.
Yeah.
I still loathe sleeping on it. I do not. Maybe it's just my size.
I don't know.
It is impossible. I love taking a nap on a couch. Love a nap on a couch. Near impossible for me to get a night's sleep on a couch.
Yeah.
Cannot do it.
Yeah.
And I used to try it all the time, like, every night. When you're younger and you're just constantly couch surfing wherever. But no, hate it. So good luck, guys. I don't know what the next couple of days holds for y'all. I got board games lined up. Like, okay, if you do lose power, what's your number one no power activity?
I have a generator.
Sleeping.
Oh, you have a generator. You're good to go.
Yeah.
Sleep to think about the fact that I don't have power.
Okay,
like,
not
that
a
is,
bad
like,
way
the
to pass
one
the
thing
time.
That like I'm so like whatever flood whatever. I'm so concerned about not having power. That's the thing that's giving me so much anxiety.
Yeah, I think I live on the women's hospital grid, so
Yeah,
I tend to
you should be good.
I don't lose it for that long, but either way, I got the board games ready to roll.
Yes.
I need to go pick up some super glue so I can finish building my Bretonian Knights finally. I put that in the closet for about a month, and ever since NCAA came out, I've put that back in the closet. So if you take video games from me, I'll go back to the models. Maybe I'll even get some painting done. I got to go pick up some more black primer before the hurricane comes in. Got to go to Little Wars, get the real supplies. Taylor, what powers off? What are you doing? Just spouting NFL takes?
Yeah, Victoria's going to have a rough week.
Victoria.
I know.
No, I mean, I'm usually either sleeping. Sometimes I'll just sit on the back porch and like watch the hurricane. It really just depends. So.
Taylor's just like yelling Mike Zimmer facts at Victoria.
Yeah.
Look, Dan Quinn was good, but I think that we really upgraded with Mike Zimmer. Look at the week 1 results. Completely shut down the Cleveland Browns.
CMC is not a system running back.
Yeah, exactly. Which I don't know. If we're calling Brock Purdy a system quarterback, let's keep that same energy for CMC.
I don't call Brock Purdy a system quarterback, but
because
a lot of people do.
Last night, what was his name? Mason?
Jordan Mason.
Became this is just a fun stat.
What?
He hit like 127, something like that on the ground. But this is a fun stat that shows how badass Shanahan is. He became the 10th undrafted player to rush for 100 yards in the Shanahan era of the Niners. 10 of them, bro.
That's crazy.
10 of them. You know what it reminds me of? The Broncos back in their day with Alex Gibbs and all of that running system where they could – obviously you have your Hall of Famers like TD that bring it to just
But he's a late-round pick.
An insane level. Yeah, true. But, you can really have success with a lot of guys there. CMC is different, guys. But
Mike Anderson's the first one that pops into my brain. From the Broncos
what was it, like a 2,000 or 3,000 yard seasons?
Yeah, wasn't he like it? I could totally get this wrong. I feel like he was like maybe military. I don't know. I have to go back and check out his bio.
I have no idea.
But you're right. Like it was a system. Now you guys still got to have a skill set, but it was like a system that it was tried and true. Like no matter who you had in there, like if you learned the system and learned how to run it, you were going to have success.
You could have good. And look at Mason. Mason had never logged more than 27 snaps in his career. That was
the most carries he had since high school, I saw.
Yep. It's his first start in his 3-year NFL career, and he completely goes off, and the Niners dominate the Jets.
Yes. Mike Anderson served 4 years in the Marines.
What? Before he became an NFL player?
Yeah, right out of high school. Went to the Marines.
So how did he get back into football?
Then he went and played at Utah after he served his 4 years.
Huh. And then he ended up in the place that as a touchdown celebration did salutes. So Mike Anderson's mile-high salute is actually the most legitimate mile-high salute of any Bronco ever. Like, without a doubt then.
Yes, and it says while in the Marine Corps at Camp Pendleton, shout out Camp Pendleton, he played on the 11th Marines contact football team. That's fair.
Bruh. Everybody like, this cat is fast
dog.
And strong.
Shout out Mike Anderson.
I went to my cousin's graduation in Paris Island. That was incredible. It was good. It was a really
South Carolina?
Fascinating thing to see. I mean,
right.
Let's not get into details, okay?
Yeah,
You're asking the wrong person.
Sorry.
I believe it was in Carolina, yes.
As my dad's friends tell him, he was a Hollywood Marine because he was in California.
Yeah.
San Diego.
It was a little hot there, bugs and everything. But it was a fascinating. Just seeing the graduation ceremony and day live was really, really special. Rest in peace to James Earl Jones, guys. What's the first thing you think of when you think of James Earl?
Sandlot.
Yeah,
Sandlot.
probably. That's like the first thing.
It's kind of what we all answered, which is pretty insane.
Yeah.
Small role, barely in it, but just absolutely steals the show. He's like John Goodman in that way. I can't think of many leading man roles that I think about with James Earl Jones, but whether it's like the voice of Vader, Sandlot, Mufasa would be right there at 1C, 1B, whatever you want to call it for me. I know I'm not a Field of Dreams fan, but a lot of people love Field of Dreams. Yeah.
He was in that. Like, that was probably line-wise and screen time, maybe his biggest
Out
role.
of the movies I just named, yes.
Yeah.
And then also, I never realized this, but he was the pilot in Dr. Strangelove, which, again, I watched for the first time, I think 2 or 3 years ago, and it was by far my favorite movie I saw that entire year. And if you've never seen it, you should absolutely watch it. I think he's the last surviving member of Dr. Strangelove, which was made back in 1964. So I'm not even going to tell you to go watch Star Wars. I would say go watch Dr. Strangelove to honor James Earl. Although, again, voice of Vader, hard. It's crazy to have a voice so good that you're not even the actor, and nobody cares at all about who is the man in the suit. when it comes to Vader. In fact, I know I have his name buried in my brain somewhere, but I can't even recall it right now.
Oh, I got no chance.
That's that's
also, chat, great job. I see a couple of different people pointing out Coming to America.
Yeah,
James Earl
it's a
Jones.
blind spot for me. I figured you guys saw that was on his IMDb.
Fantastic, yeah. Yeah, he's the king in Eddie Murphy's The Prince.
Yeah. See, what's the theme? He's always the king, the leader, whatever, simply because his voice is so baritone, so authoritative, and so badass. So rest in peace to James Earl, his family, friends, everybody. And here's to hoping that everybody celebrates a life well lived. All right, we're gonna get it started with Tiger Life Heavy next. Right on the other side of this commercial break, let's go ahead and dive into our LSU film review. More to be coming up.
Off the bench.
Go to Coleman Roof, ColemanRoof.com, ColemanRoof.com. You need a roof? Why not go with Louisiana's most respected, most reliable, and most complete roofing company that works harder than anybody else in the entire state? And I don't care what kind of roof it is, okay? I don't care what brand you're using, right? No brand, kind, whatever. They have certified installers for all. They have it all. I don't care the size of the project, commercial, residential, small, large, whatever. Again, they serve you. And it's anywhere in the state, even anywhere in the Gulf South region. So head over to ColemanRoof.com, fill out that inspection today. If anything happens during the storm, God forbid. But if anything does, guys, remember, Coleman Roof not only fixes your roof, but the interior as well. Go to ColemanRoof.com.
Yeah, T's right. So if you have a leak, if you have damage inside, they can come, they can fix that, and certainly they can fix your roof. It is truly that one-stop shop, ColemanRoof.com.
Bayou Ford has the new inventory to get you in a new Ford truck or SUV today, or customize your next vehicle just the way you want it. All new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 1 million mile powertrain warranty. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team. And backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps are held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 9.
Welcome back to Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
What's happening, y'all? Welcome back to OTB. T-Bob, Jake, Alondra, Villarreal, and De La Chapeau hanging out with you today. Let's go ahead and get this show started.
It's time to get to work, courtesy of Tiger Labor and Staffing, where they can help take care of screening, training, payroll, and more. Now, for starters.
Yeah, guys, remember Tiger Labor and Staffing. If you need somebody for your job, you need him today. Tiger Labor Staffing's got you same day, whatever it is, guys. They are ready to go. The local guys, they've been at it for well over a decade now. And look, if you're also looking for work, right, get in touch with Tiger Labor Staffing. You give them your information. They get in touch with you. Maybe it's a one-day job, week, few weeks. Maybe it's a career it ends up being, right? And then remember, it's a turnkey service. So they handle all the payroll, paperwork, everything. You're going to go to Tiger Labor and Staffing, Tiger Labor and Staffing. All right. So, Jake, I watched the LSU Nicholls film. And I would how do I want to say this? First off, the kind of overall feeling that I left this film with was simply I am going to let go of expectation. It is forsaken in these lands, and I'm just going to enjoy the football as it comes and kind of let the chips fall where they may. And the reason why, Jake, is not because it's overly bad. But what it is, it's a mixed bag with what I've seen through 2 weeks. Honestly, I know Brian Kelly in his press conference yesterday came out and was really defending his players.
Yeah.
Saying that after he watched the film, he felt much better about it. I don't know that I feel the same. I thought the USC film was pretty markedly better than this Nicholls film. Unfortunately, I would say the things that I didn't really love kind of showed up on both tapes. They were just maybe managed better in the USC game. And obviously, I hate that you've had a couple key injuries at positions of need in terms of losing Guillory, where you're already pretty weak, and in terms of losing John Emery, who I believe said he's now looking forward to a life outside of football. So whatever that is, I hope John has great success.
For sure, but stings when you hear it.
I know. I hate it. I hate it. After you put so much work to get back. But there are positives. I mean, speaking of running backs, Juwan Johnson's ability and to immediately get in there, impact the game, his natural feel with the ball, it kind of shows you how limited LSU is in the defensive backfield that he ever ended up there to begin with, quite honestly.
The thing that they have to do, and I meant to talk about it yesterday, but we were on location and there was a lot of moving parts. When he was in, it was free release, get him the football, which is great. But now there's film on that.
Yeah.
So you're not going to be able to do that this week against South Carolina as easy. So you have to come up with a couple of things. And, gosh, he was learning defense for months. And all of a sudden now you got to learn offense. I tried to do that. When I was a freshman, they moved me over to defense. My head was spinning, to say the least. I mean, it's completely different language. So I know why.
Yeah.
But he's going to have to get about 5 to 10 offensive plays that aren't just free release flats and swings and get him the ball, which I think they can get that done in this week. But they're going to need him because every time that he was in, and Gordy and I talked about it on the broadcast, it was free release, flat, swing, get him the football. And there was one play that he motioned out and he actually ran screen action. It was double screen action. He was open. But Nussmeier, you could tell he was showing him. He's like, motion, screen?
Yeah.
He's having to tell him what to do. And I get that. Again, they're going to have to get him a handful of plays where it's the normal offense, which I'm sure they will.
He's natural with the ball in his hand.
He
though.
is, for sure.
He is natural with the ball in his hand, just in terms of running it, which, right now with the running game, it's like I need the O-line to block better. The tight ends remain a big problem, and the running back's timing and vision. Like, really what jumped out was almost the difference in how Guggenheim ran power and counter and everything versus how you did. The patience, when he had
I ran it well. What do you mean?
Of the hole. It was Guggenheim was very impressive in this film. Naturally optimistic. T-Bob's left the building. No, guys, again, let's be clear about this. I think USC is a very good team. USC looked awesome. They just shut out Utah State 42-0. Okay, it's the first shutout they've had since 2011. D'Anton Lynn's legit. You could argue should have beaten USC. I won't say that because I think they made the game when he plays, but you're right there, right? So you're not a bad team by any stretch. But are you on the level of Texas, UGA, Ole Miss, Tennessee through 2 weeks? It doesn't feel like you are. And so all I'm saying when I talk about letting go of expectations, it's like, I'm disappointed in some parts, but guess what? The passing game remains very effective. Garrett Nussmeier remains very good. The pass blocking's elite, and your strengths are only going to get stronger. Zy Alexander looks solid at corner. You got Sage Ryan now firmly back at safety. We'll talk about Harold Perkins, and I think something has to be done there. I almost think he has to move. But like your strengths are stronger, you're going to improve. I mean, again, to Jake's point from the other day, like the last couple of years, I wouldn't have thought that LSU's improved in the ways that they did. So, I allow them the room to do that. I just think if I'm looking at the film objectively through 2 weeks, the flaws are such that I would not expect them to be a national player. Again, I think Texas, UGA, Ole Miss, Tennessee feel at this point like they've kind of separated a little bit. And my question is more, is LSU like I think they can, and now they have to go prove it. Can you be better than the rest? Can you be better than South Carolina? Can you be better than Oklahoma? Can you be better than Texas A&M? Like, those are the questions that I kind of am more intrigued to find the answers to right now. So I'm not like, it's not dead in the water or anything for me, but I did not come, and it's Nicholls, guys. So, of course, the guys are not as locked in as USC, and that much was obvious. So I'm grading on a curve for all of that. But ultimately, this is a team that's a bit flawed in a lot of ways, and for all the effort that they put into trying to make the running game better, it's like Jake said, I get it. If they're giving you the pass, you throw the ball, whatever, but within the runs that you did run, there's just there's still a lot to be desired, in my opinion. And this film especially, the size difference was so obvious, and yet the push still was just not there.
It was not. And I would lean on you for this because you played the position. I don't know that I've seen a unit that is as elite pass protecting.
I've never seen it.
And then struggles.
It's insanity
in the run game.
Because they are.
Usually it's the opposite.
I don't even watch the pass pros beyond seeing how they identify the mic and what like their responsibilities are, because it is lockdown pass protection of the highest order.
Let me see if I can get kind of a difference here, just as far as like what the grade looks like. Okay, so pass protection, you had Will Campbell, 88. Miles Frazier, 87. Emory Jones, 82. Tyree Adams, 78. DJ Chester, 75.
What did Monunga grade out? I thought he looked very composed in pass pro. Like very within himself.
64.
Okay.
So for you to have all 5 of your starters over 75, that's a really nice job.
Yeah.
But in the run games, your highest rated starter was 67.
Yeah.
So you go 67, 66, 62, 60. Where's the other starter? And then 59.9.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I say average run blockers. And that's against Nicholls, guys.
The tight ends, I thought Mason was a little bit better.
Mason's
run
okay. I should be clear. They're not very good, but Mason is like steps above Tradez. But of course he is.
Tradez is willing, but it's not there yet.
I'm very tall and I'm kind of bending at the waist. It's not and not getting my head across and my feet aren't quite right.
It's not a situation where he's timid, because that can't happen. We saw that in week 1 against USC. He's trying to get in there. That is something that is not a part of his repertoire just yet. Will it come in his career? I think he's athletic enough to be able to figure that out.
He can do it well enough. He'll be able to
do it well enough. Yeah. But right now, that's why you move borderline to tight end, and he throws on an 80 number because you need help badly at that position. Like Pimpton didn't play in this game.
No, and they said it was just kind of a light deal where if it was a week where he had to, he probably could have. But I would expect Pimpton to be back this weekend.
Also, and I mentioned this yesterday, like the running backs have to be better.
So that's what I wanted to ask you, because I'm not super trained up on how that works. But again, to my eyes, it looked like they made some really questionable reads at times, and not the patience required for gap scheme success.
No, and there is a skill to it, and there's a feel for it, and it's just like you have this routine, right? And the offensive linemen are part of the routine. They pull out in front of you. You sidestep to allow them to have the time to get out in front of you, and then you come back. And when you come back, it's like, hey, we're going to go full speed. We're going to go B gap, right? So we're going to go in between the guard and tackle, B gap to expand. But we shoot for that B gap, and then we allow the play to dictate where else we go. They're not doing that right now. Like the only one that had a little feel of how to do it, I thought, was Josh Williams.
Yeah. He had a couple nice runs.
Like right now, like Caleb Jackson, north-south was good. East-west was not good at all.
Yeah.
Caden Durham, look, he's a freshman. I said this yesterday. We were all freshmen, and even though you're supposed to be patient, you're trying to hit the line at 1,000,000 miles per hour because that's what you did in high school and that's what you think you're supposed to do. So I'm not faulting him, but you can't beat both pullers on a counter like he did.
No.
Like there's a reason why you take shuffle steps away from the play, or a side step or a jab step, whatever you want to do. Everybody does it different. That is to give your lineman time to get out in front of you.
Well, and there's not a lot of faith in kind of A gap to expand. There's not a lot of faith in like you're saying, shuffle to let them get ahead of you, but also trusting that gap will open up, even if it doesn't look like it immediately is. Like actually, the Guggenheim touchdown is almost worth watching to see how patience does work, because it looks
he's
like
not in a hurry at all.
It looks like there is nothing there. Not this. I mean, the 6-7 yarder is good film as well that you can actually get a lot from. But I'm talking about the short yardage touchdown on the goal line. It looks like there is nothing there. But he knows that, okay, at this time, all my guys will be in place, and there's a sliver, and he hits the sliver, and that's how you score a touchdown. So, yeah, I mean, look, this is a team that hasn't done a lot of it the last few years, and it shows. And so they just got to continue to try to work on it.
Yeah, that's actually a great point. You haven't had to do it. You had a unicorn at quarterback where you could be very vanilla in the run game and still be highly effective in the run game. And it wasn't something where you had to be creative really at all. And I'm not throwing shade at anybody. That's great. It was a great problem to have. You had a quarterback that was the fastest guy on the field on almost every football field that he was on.
Yeah.
And was a hell of a runner and understood how to run and understood how to set up blocks and all of that. And that's why he won a Heisman Trophy. And you haven't had to do that. Now you have to, and you're struggling with it. And it's tough it's so tough to simulate that in spring practice, in training camp. And I'm not saying they didn't try. Like we showed videos of them running counter, full pads, guys moving guys all around the football field, but it's your guys. It is hard when it is live bullets, when you haven't had to do it, and now you got to go out there. And for the running backs, it's a different read. For the guards, it's a different look. And it's a team that, I don't know if you feel the same, it looks like they're trying to figure it out on the run, and it's just not clicking.
Well, and honestly, LSU's interior D-line is not that good at defending gap scheme either.
That's also another fair point, because now the gap integrity is going to be different.
They're trying to make up for it by, I think, a lot of movement and stunts on the inside, which I definitely understand the idea behind it. But, like, they're not very good at anchoring down like we've seen out of some of the D linemen that you've played this year. Okay, so those are the kind of negatives on offense. Some of the positives would be really loving Aaron Anderson's level of play this year. He played great once again.
Him now knowing the offense and he can go full speed.
Yeah,
looks completely different. We were asking the question, like, hold up, like this guy's like, we know he's super athletic. That was his MO coming out of high school, and like it just like, where is it at? Well, it was just really honestly the playbook, and how many times did we say like on tape you saw him hitting his chest, like, hey, that's on me, that's my bad. And when you don't know what you're doing exactly, when you got about 85% of it, but you still don't know that other 15%, you're going to be about 85% running. I've been there, you've been there, we've all been there, and you think, you know, I'm gonna make sure. Well, when you make sure, you slow yourself down. Well, his biggest attribute is his quickness and his speed, and now you're getting a full speed. Like Anderson and Thomas, if played right, like they give you something that not a lot of people have.
Yeah, I love Xavier Thomas in the return game, and I like him as an offensive weapon as well. Ricky Collins had a really nice throw to him actually on his first play, just a great out route in which the timing was excellent. Ricky Collins' second play, he tucked a little too early. He had CJ on a drag for what would have been a huge gain. I mean, Garrett was fantastic in a lot of ways. The touchdown where Kyron ran the zig route was just nasty from Kyron. The third Kyron touchdown was an absolute dime. Not a lot of angle to fit that ball in where Garrett did. So, yeah, the pass game remains elite. The run game remains average.
I mean, right now, Garrett Nussmeier is tied with Callum McCord for most touchdowns in the country.
Yeah. Now when we get back, we'll talk defense, and then we'll be done with this game, and we'll move on. Keep it locked right here on Off the Bench.
Off the Bench.
Go to All-Star Toyota of BatonRouge.com, All-Star Toyota of BatonRouge.com. All-Star Toyota is your one-stop vehicular shop, guys. You want to get a brand new vehicle, Toyota certified used vehicle where you still choose your level of Toyota warranty coverage, or maybe just need a rent, maybe you need a service center or a body shop. Remember, all makes and models welcome. And so, again, during the storm, hopefully nothing happens, but if your car has to stay outside, something falls in it, et cetera, you bring it in All-Star, you get a free professional estimate, they take care of you quickly. All-Star Toyota Baton Rouge, All-Star Toyota, BatonRouge.com.
Yeah, check out what they can do for you in the rental game. So if you've got a trip planned, hey, maybe you're getting out of town with the weather coming, you're going to go watch the Tigers play, right? And you need a vehicle, you want a vehicle, better on gas mileage, keep miles off your car, whatever the situation might be, you can go rent that Toyota from All-Star. Everything is available. So if they offer it buying new, they offer it in the rental department as well. All-Star Toyota of BatonRouge.com.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs. Even in the case of an after-hours emergency, the light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. For years, you've heard me tell you about Insurance Network of Louisiana, helping you find better coverage for less money. But it's not just for your home and auto. They also offer commercial property. So, retail stores, professional offices like doctors, dentists, attorneys, clothing boutiques. Insurance Network of Louisiana can find you better coverage for less money. They service the entire state of Louisiana, and they're local. So call today at 293-0450 or lainsurance.net.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood Subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our customers, family, and friends for 50 years of success.
And looking forward to 50 more.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes.
Welcome back to Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
What's going on, y'all? Welcome back, OTB. All right, so we talked about the offense.
Great song.
Also, I will say this. I was very impressed with Nicholls' offense. A creative attack, working in a lot of that wildcat, very multiple.
Not even... I love what they did. Sorry to cut you off.
No, go for it.
It wasn't even necessarily a wildcat, because they would take the quarterback off the field and they would just bring in an extra blocker, and Guggenheim just turned into the quarterback.
To technically be a wildcat, does the quarterback still have to be on the field?
I mean, the way that I've always seen it growing up is like, you get the quarterback out there at receiver. Like, I loved how they took him off the field. Yeah. And brought in another blocker, and like Guggenheim, because he played high school quarterback, he could throw it. There's the threat of that.
Yeah.
And why not do it that way? Like, if you have the ability to do it, I like that part of it.
Taysom Hill-esque.
It was
how they used Googs.
Man, I liked what they did offensively a ton.
Also, the double pass, dude. That was a dime on the run by the receiver.
Yeah.
Left-handed.
It wasn't
pressure
great,
pressure in his face.
It's kind of a floater by Guggenheim too. He had to catch it.
It was very
and then
obvious.
Get rid of it.
But yeah. So shout out Nicholls, man. If you're a Nicholls fan, you should be really happy about your offense and your offensive scheme.
Coach Rebo, yeah, he's one of my favorites already, but I got even more respect for him now.
Now, as far as the LSU defense goes, this is a group that personnel-wise, guys, is very limited. And then your most talented players just feel a bit out of position and are not playing well. And obviously, I'm mainly talking about Harold Perkins with that latter kind of point. On the inside, look, I think this interior D-line is working their ass off. I think they are trying. I don't think it's lazy. It's not like last year where I'd become frustrated because I'd watch Mason Smith hand fight with somebody instead of trying to make a play because it looked like he was trying to prove some sort of point of personal pride. I think these guys are really trying. I think they're playing within the scheme. I think they're playing very hard. I just think they're a bit limited. And I think you could kind of say the same thing about corner. You really struggled in man just to stop slants. Just gonna, which I mean, I guess is always going to be tough, but it just, there were flashes, certainly. PJ Woodland's forced fumble was nice. You give up the catch, but the tackle was aggressive, violent, good hand punch to force the fumble. I still like what I saw to Stamps in week one somewhat. Zy Alexander definitely flashed at times. Expect him to take on a larger and larger role. But I still got questions about the safety play, the safety fits. And for the second week in a row, there's just a marked difference between how Whit Weeks plays linebacker and Harold Perkins plays linebacker. There's just way too much catching from Perkins. There's a complete lack of aggression. There was one good TFL where he came downhill, kind of got underneath the blocker, got around, but the too many times it was catching, trying to scrape over the top, and it just the same way that you talk about Aaron Anderson last year offensively is how it kind of feels watching Perk on the inside right now defensively.
It is something that they have got to figure out, and we talked about it in length yesterday, and here's the main reason why for me, and I think you agree, T-Bob, you're going to have linemen in your lap. You don't right now have the protection of a badass defensive lineman that's going to take multiple bodies to move and get out of their gap. You know what I'm saying?
I know exactly. I meant to actually preface my linebackers' critique with that is they're starting behind the 8 ball a little bit. They're starting having it's like being a running back trying to run behind an offensive line that is not great. Like
yes,
the best running backs can find, you can do better. You can find success there, but it's just much, much tougher. So what happens if you're new to the position and you're already kind of being put behind the 8 ball like that? Well, that's what you see.
So kind of what we're talking about, like think about some of your, just badass defensive tackles. Like Glenn Dorsey was going to have at minimum 2 bodies on him, and he was going to take both of those bodies.
Yeah.
Right? Ricky Jean-Francois, same situation. Claude Roten, Kyle Williams, all those guys, right, when I was a player, they were going to take multiple bodies. And so for the linebacker, you're either going to get somebody late when you've already had, a chance to read the play, diagnose the play, and react to the play, or they're going to be like so late getting to you that they're going to kind of be on their heels where you're already going forward, and you're going to have that opportunity too. So like even if you haven't read it yet, you're still going to be the aggressor. And when you don't have that, when you don't have defensive linemen that are going to take up multiple guys, you're going to have a guard, even a tackle sometimes on different plays, like in your lap. And when we say in your lap, the ball's going to be snapped, and he's going right for you. He's not worried about chipping or helping out on the 3 technique or the 1 shade. He is getting to you right now because they feel like their individual matchup one-on-one with your D tackle is going to favor them. And so now you hadn't even had a chance to take a step, and you've got a guard right now. And so if you don't play that super aggressive, you're going to be 5 yards behind the ball in a passive position and not have a chance to really get off that block.
Yeah. So, somebody asked me to explain what I mean by catching. It's exactly what Jake just described, where, like, as an O-lineman, you have and even in Nicholls, O-linemen, which are smaller.
Number 61, I don't remember his name.
A little sloppier.
He was playing, though.
Even they put their hands on you when you're a linebacker. Like, the best thing as an O-lineman is you giving me your chest. As soon as I get my hands on you, your size is such that I can just hold you.
Yeah.
I can just hold you. Now, there would be guys, and it's probably unfair to compare him to someone like this because this guy played in the league forever, but like Kevin Minner was the best that I ever played against, where he would headbutt and punch at the same time so that when you went to hit him, you bounced off. Right? And that's what the best linebackers do. So we talked about Mason Cobb from USC last week. He was doing that very well in film. Weeks is pretty good at that. Like, they're delivering the punch, and so it creates a stalemate situation, and then they're able to shed and get around and do whatever they need to do. Now, with this D-line, there will be times where you could deliver the punch, and it's not going to matter because still there just wasn't enough holdup at the line. But the technique right now is just it's too much inviting them into your chest, and then you can't get off, and it looks like you're stuck on him.
Yeah, and when you create that stalemate that T-Bob is talking about, because you kind of throw your hands in your head at the same time, then 9 times out of 10, and really more 10 out of 10, you're the better athlete. So once you create that space, you're going to be able to make a movement either with your body or your hands and body where the lineman can't recover, and then you got a chance to go make the play, and he's left, kind of just standing there with nobody to block because he's not quick enough to be able to react to your reaction. And that's how you go make a play. And you're seeing, just from LSU perspective, like you're seeing Whit Weeks play really well with his hands and kind of shooting that. And I'm not saying he's perfect, but he's the only one right now that's kind of giving you that option.
He's doing better in a tough situation.
Yes.
So what should we do with Harold Perkins? Well, that's it next year on OTB.
Off the bench.
Go to oakparkevents.com. oakparkevents.com. Remember, that is PARC. And we do a bit of everything over here at Oak Park. We got 2 unique venues that for over 20 years have been setting the stage for unforgettable events. I mention the weddings all the time, but what if it's just like a social occasion, a corporate meeting, you're celebrating something with your sales team, anything, a party, a Christmas party. What about like networking luncheons, right? You want to customize the menu however you want. Well, guess what? When it comes to corporate events, versatility is key at Oak Park. We have numerous conference centers, meeting rooms, banquet halls, inside gathering areas, outside gathering areas. So if it's a corporate retreat, networking breakfast, luncheon, all-day seminar, meetings, crawfish burls, go check them out today. We got Oak Lodge. We got Park 73. Book a consultation, guys. OakParkEvents.com.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram has back-to-school savings like $16,000 off 25 Ram 1500 trucks. We're open for business in our beautiful new showroom and taking $16,000 off. All new Bayou vehicles come with a complimentary extended warranty. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
It's no secret. The best oysters in Baton Rouge are at Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar. Enjoy mouth-watering South Louisiana flavor and oysters from all over the country. And don't forget our nightly drink specials. Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar, located in downtown Baton Rouge.
Looking for the ultimate game day experience? Come to the Queen Casino in Baton Rouge. Savor game day platters and snacks, plus drink specials at 1717 Kitchen and Cocktail. So come out for game day and let our team make you the MVP. The Queen Casino, where every moment is a win.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
When it comes to ending cancer, we push forward, always working together for you. That's why our cancer experts at Ochsner have clinically integrated with MD Anderson Cancer Center. This means advanced cancer care, including access to life-saving clinical trials and integrating care to treat the whole you. Introducing Ochsner MD Anderson Cancer Center. Long live you.
BRAC teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered.
Girl, you taught me how to hurt real bad and cry myself to sleep.
Welcome back to Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Welcome back to OTB. Okay, so what should be done with Harold Perkins? And I got to credit, dude, we got to credit our guy, Lon, LSUOdyssey.com. He said this back in July, and many people shouted him down. I think you got to move Perkins to the Star. Is it insane and inexcusable that for a third year in a row, you would try, or I guess a second year in a row, you would spend an entire offseason trying to do one thing with Harold Perkins only to immediately be like, actually, we got to change? Yes, that is a bit insane, but I don't know, man. I just don't know how he could take the strides at inside linebacker that he needs to in order to make plays for this defense. And Major Burns is kind of struggling in that star role.
Yeah, and it gives you an opportunity, T. So if you have him in that star role, he showed last year that he is athletic enough to be able to cover what the star has to cover. Okay, and also you get Weeks and Penn, both Weeks brothers, and Penn in the middle, where I think right now they give you the better option. So it's a better option, I think, and you think, all the way around. And it's a situation where, look, we just saw Alontae Taylor in the NFL have 3 sacks coming off the edge.
NFL sack leader, guys.
He is.
After 1 week.
You can do those things. Like, the star is not back there at 25 yards playing, the deep third. He can be around the football still. You can come off the edge. In fact,
you can
come from depth. You can motion in. You can do all the things that you want him to do.
Right now, he can't make plays.
No.
He's just and so we want to say, how do we get him to be a factor in the game?
I wanted to see him, like Nicholls did a ton of this, like double A gap mugs. Like, that's not something right now that you have the luxury, because, again, going back to it, you got to have some really good D linemen to be able to do that and get some push and kind of create that space in the A gap where you're able to go right through the A gap and be clean. Like, right now, you don't have that ability. So, like, even the things that we were hoping to see at that position, I don't think you have the ability to get that done right now.
It's interesting, too, that they tried the Sage Ryan at corner thing. And then yesterday
I think they kind of had to.
But then yesterday in the press conference, Kelly's out there like, nah, Sage, we're going to just keep Sage at safety.
Yeah, I think before you had Zai Alexander, who I thought was maybe the best defender in the game, you kind of had to, because you didn't really know what you had, I think, in the young players, and you were trying to solidify that. And you had an older player in Gilbert from A&M, and you felt good about Allen. But, I mean, right now, yeah, he's a safety. That's what he is. He is a safety, and you got to trust in your young corners. And Zai Alexander now.
Yeah. It's going to come down to Woodland, Alexander, and Stamps. Those are clearly going to be the 3 guys that you try to rely on the outside. So, real personnel issues, I believe, on that defense. Maybe you can help some things out with a couple of position changes. But overall, it's an uphill battle for that side of the ball. And I think Blake Baker and company are going to continue to be challenged to try to get the absolute most out of that group. You really don't realize just how good you had it when you had Jarek Bernard-Converse and Greg Brooks. And who else am I missing from that year? Mekhi Garner. Like, those guys were dogs compared to what you have now. Like, it's actually not even close.
Yeah.
And we kind of took him for granted, didn't we?
Gardner's somebody that could have come back for another year. Would have loved to seen him on this team just a year ago. And you can't do anything about it now. But we talked about it at the time. If you just got one of those defensive tackles to come back to school, who all 3 had the ability, that looks different.
Yeah, but it is what it is now. And so, Blake Baker, you got to go try to earn that money. Great job week 1. I know a lot of people might disagree. I don't. I think that was a great job week 1. Week 2, I'm going to give you a pass because everybody's a little checked out, yada, yada. You can say that's an excuse. I'll allow for an excuse. But South Carolina, a very flawed offense. Yeah, personnel, you may not match up great, but, you better game plan some success here because you can do it when you talk about how flawed the South Carolina team is. All right, in fact, let's turn the page to week 3 of CFP when we get back.
Off the bench.
Go to K to Z Window Coverings, KTOZBlinds.com, KTOZBlinds.com. You want window coverings that wow, you want K to Z. Have them out to your home, and I think you're going to be amazed at what the team can, I think you're going to be amazed at just how deep the rabbit hole goes in terms of how your home interacts with the sun during every portion of the day, in terms of the functional and aesthetic benefits that the correct window coverings can give you, and in terms of just how much more awesome it can make your yard, living room, whatever. So go to KTOZBlinds.com today.
Yeah, when you go to that website, you'll see what they can do for you. You can see all the different options that they have, interior, exterior of your home. But we always encourage you, just have Brandon and the team come out to your home because, well, they're going to know your house better than you in 5 minutes. They've done it for me. They've done it for my dad. They've done it for everyone they've ever walked into their home for. They're going to do it for you as well at KTOZBlinds.com.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs. Even in the case of an after-hours emergency, the light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. For years, you've heard me tell you about Insurance Network of Louisiana, helping you find better coverage for less money. But it's not just for your home and auto. They also offer commercial property. So, retail stores, professional offices like doctors, dentists, attorneys, clothing boutiques. Insurance Network of Louisiana can find you better coverage for less money. They service the entire state of Louisiana, and they're local. So call today at 293-0450 or lainsurance.net.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our customers, family, and friends for 50 years of success.
And looking forward to 50 more.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Good morning. It's 8 a.m. here on Tuesday, September 10th. Today in Baton Rouge, expect rainy skies with a high of 78 in hour 2 of today's show. We'll look at some NFL football and we'll dive into college football from a national perspective, previewing the top games for week 3. You can follow us on Twitter or Instagram at OTB_ESPN and watch us on YouTube at the 104.5 ESPN channel. Hour number 2 of Off the Bench, live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studios, starts now.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert. Yeah! Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Hey, they said I got to come off the bench.
Now, here's Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
What's happening, y'all? Welcome back to OTB, hour number 2, mine. Hope everybody's having a great day. LSU, South Carolina coming up this weekend. Let's turn the page to week 2 of college football. I'm very excited. Week 3. Week 3. Damn. We've already had 0-1. We're in the 4th week, really, in many ways, because of week 0. God, it flies by, guys. That's what I'm saying. We have all, honestly, guys, if you're upset right now about LSU, and what was that article that you linked where they were giving report cards for CFB teams?
Yeah.
And I think LSU had a C-.
CBS Sports put it out, I believe.
I'd probably bump it up to a C, but either way, I think that's completely accurate. We have an entire offseason to be mad. You know what I'm saying? Like definitely get mad about what's going on in the field. But if you're mad about problems that can only be fixed in the offseason, like I would say acknowledge them. Like, yes, acknowledge your personnel is limited and that you didn't do what you needed to in the portal or in recruiting, and then move on and just look forward to the game. and break down the game for what it is, because this thing is flying by, guys. And before you know it, we'll be back in the offseason. We'll be doing the same stupid-ass song and dance that we do every single year. We have the same hypothetical conversations 24/7. So at least we have actual football to talk about now. Like this weekend, I want to watch that South Carolina D-line against these tackles. Right now, Kyle Kennard, the senior pass rusher, leads the SEC with 3.5 sacks. And then Dylan Stewart, the freshman phenom, has 2.5 to be third in the conference. And guess what? Both them right now are looking at LSU and seeing dollar signs. Not that LSU's weak. They're not. Again, elite pass protectors. But if you're Dylan Stewart, the freshman, and you can go beat Will Campbell, you go beat Emory Jones, or even Kennard, the senior, like that's how you get on the NFL's radar. That's a big time, make a national statement game. You're going to be at home with the crowd behind you, them going off a silent count. That's going to be a fun battle to watch this weekend.
Yeah, Kennard's been a really good player his entire time in college. He started at Georgia Tech. His first year was the COVID year. They played 6 games, and I think he had like 3.5 sacks in 6 games as a freshman.
Damn.
I mean, when he's been healthy, he has kind of been that guy. And so he transfers from Georgia Tech to South Carolina, and it's like the perfect mixture for them to have like this veteran player that can get after the quarterback and also have one of the most exciting young freshman edge rushers as well. And so it's a great duo, but also imagine how much Stewart is learning from Kennard and kind of benefiting from having him on the other side. And then you've got Tonka Hemingway, who's right there in the middle. He's a force too at defensive tackle. So, like, it's a strength for them. Now, again, in the pass protection portion of this, it is your biggest strength maybe on offense, but you're going to have to also root those guys out in the run game.
Feels like I don't know about what I'm going to watch some South Carolina film today.
Their D-line's it's super solid.
I'm saying, how is Dylan Stewart against the run? Because I know he's rangy
he holds
and
up
long
well for 245.
Okay.
I think he holds up pretty well.
But again, I don't have a lot of faith in LSU's,
It's
run
the guys
blocking to begin with.
It's the guys in the interior for South Carolina that kind of give you some worry. Like Alex Huntley is every bit of 6'4", 305 pounds, and then Tonka Hemingway, who we talked about, he is
what a name for an interior
6'4",
D lineman.
300 pounds.
Tonka.
They're both really good players. They both use their hands really well. They hold point really well. They long arm really well, and long arm they extend that arm fully. Keep your hands away from their chest and body. Don't allow you to fully engage with them, and they just hold point. Super long arm guys. And again, going back to our other conversation, when they're doing that, what can the offensive lineman not do? Get to the second level.
No, you're just stonewalling.
You're just sitting there.
You're gumming up the works. You're making everything harder for the back to read. You're not getting pushed downfield. It's what old 99 from USC, the Vandy transfer, had a lot of success on week 1 against LSU. Tonka Hemingway. Probably one of the biggest signs of our decline as a culture is that Tonka trucks, the toys. I learned this the other day with my guy John at Rouse's. They used to be made of pure steel, like real steel, fully unbreakable, like true quality product.
And if one hit your shin, it was over.
Now, plastic. A little bit of cheap metal, probably like aluminum, as the UK would say. It's a sad sign of the times, and you're probably paying more for it than you ever have before. I mean, to pair up the first name Tonka with the last name Hemingway, too, one of the most masculine writers of all time.
Yeah, it's elite.
All right, let's go Dellinger. Let's go Frazier.
So
let's go Chester. Y'all better be ready.
Yes.
Tonka might run you over and then give you a little beautifully written soliloquy on a reflection of masculinity in the modern age.
Like that matchup is interesting, and you want your offensive line to continue to get better run blocking, obviously, and the pass protection you still feel good about it, even though you got 2 really good edge rushers. For me, the matchup though, T-Bob, that is going to keep people up at night is South Carolina has 3 guys that can play quarterback and can run Q runs better than Guggenheim. And I love Guggenheim. Love him. His patience was incredible. But, a little bit more athletic guys are going – and, again, not being disrespectful. It's just like Robbie Ashford, like that's his one skill set.
Robbie Ashford.
It's just one skill set that he really has. Okay. Luke Doty has played quarterback, now plays all over the place. He is their version of Taysom Hill, right? Taysom Hill light is Luke Doty. And then Lenore Sellers also, like, he's got the ability to do it as well.
Well, he is.
Then you've got Rocket Sanders in the backfield.
Yeah, and yeah, you mentioned Lenore Sellers. He is very, very raw, but BK is not wrong when he invokes the name of like an Anthony Richardson when talking about him, because he's huge, he's athletic, and he's got a cannon.
He's got rec specs. You got to respect that.
And he does have rec specs, which I really like. A lot of people are clowning for that. I like it. I want my quarterback to wear rec specs, so I'm like, that guy's smart. You know? He's very smart. Look at that.
Horace Grant did it.
Exactly. And, well, yeah, Horace Grant, one of the smartest players in the NBA. It's known.
Eric Dickerson.
Yeah.
He wore them goggles for a time.
He did.
That's crazy, because that was one of the toughest Suns guns to ever run the ball ever.
A young Jake Hester, 8 years old.
Rec specs?
Rec specs.
There you go, dude.
It's not just the glasses. It's his name's Norris too.
It's a great name. He's really good at NCAA for whatever that's worth. So yeah, they're gonna
again, like, he's not gonna specialize in it. I'm just saying, like, with the struggles you had with some of the Q runs from Guggenheim last week, it's going to be up more than it has been. So last week against Kentucky, Robbie Ashford ran 6 times. 6 for 26, 4.3 per carry, had an 18-yarder. That's going to go up. Like, Sellers ran 8 times. Now, the yardage, sack yardage in college football, it's stupid. Don't like it. It goes away from your rushing total. But, I mean, he ran 8 times. That might even go up. Now, Doty didn't have a carry, but I promise you he is going to have a package this week against you. So that's just something you have to be ready for.
Yeah, so we'll continue to break down LSU, South Carolina in much more detail. I'm excited to get some eyes on some South Carolina film today, but certainly the matchups early on to watch are that South Carolina D-line going against the LSU O-line that is strength on strength, and then in what is a limited defensive front from LSU, how will Blake Baker try to out-scheme some of the personnel deficiencies that you have? I guess one advantage for LSU here would be, Jake, or maybe not advantage. One just positive angle would be that South Carolina doesn't seem to be able to throw the ball very well. And so, that's a potential weakness for you that they should not be able to exploit. So you can put a little more resources in scheme into trying to stop the run and make them prove to you that they can beat you through the air first.
Yeah, when you look at Sellers a week ago, only threw 14 passes. Now, with the way the game went and the third quarter, they kind of pulled away, you would have seen more if the game dictated more. But 10 of 14, 166 yards, 2 touchdowns, and an interception. It's still a part of his game that is lagging behind a bit.
Pretty efficient day there, though. I didn't realize his stats got that good by the end of the day.
God, Brock Vandagriff was so bad in this game. I
Vandagriff's
keep looking
really
at it.
Poor.
3 of 10.
Yeah.
An interception, 30 yards.
And Kentucky is terrified of throwing the ball.
Yeah.
Terrified. They ran it 17. Again,
they ran 46 times.
The funniest thing I saw the entire game.
By 25.
The funniest thing I saw the entire game were 2 drives in a row where they ran it 17 times in a row, and then they tried 1 3rd and 3 pass, and it was just a slant that was like spiked to the ground. I was like, oh my God, dude. Mark! It's Kentucky, guys. Can't expect anything else, What are you going to do?
How many years in a row have they lost to South Carolina?
I want to say this about Kentucky. We want to put a ceiling on them. But in this new age of college football, with NIL and the portal, the old rules have changed. Ceilings have been smashed through by other programs. I mean, we're talking about Ole Miss as a national title contender. That's absurd. That should never be the case. We're talking about Ole Miss as a team that can maybe challenge a Georgia or a Texas, which, we still got to see. And we're not going to know for a while whether or not we really believe in their trenches. But still, you can be better than what your history says you are. Like, Mizzou feels like they have the potential now, with an entire state's resources behind them, to be a consistent power. So, Kentucky could be better than what they've been, I think at least. And they have money, obviously. They just need to spend it a little better. All right. When we get back, we got OTB Mailbag. And then I want you to talk some Saints as the film reviews are in. We also got Nick Underhill coming up. I still want to preview the college football weekend. We got Right, Wrong, or Indifferent in hour number 2, where we tell you where we were right, wrong, or more to be seen. So a ton left of today's show. If you're watching online, guys, hit the like button. Again, hashtag OTB Mailbag in the chat if you want to get your questions answered next. More Off the Bench coming up.
Off the Bench.
Go to Pinnacle Exterior Construction today. That's PECbuilt.com. And look, man, if you need any bulkheads, pergolas, fences of any size or style, pools, outdoor living areas, kitchens, all of it, okay? We build the spaces. You build the memories. Get some turf in your backyard. Never take care of grass again. Make your kids run parachutes no matter the weather.
Yes.
Chill out, Jetpack. Pinnacle can do that for you. Okay, guys, go to PECbuilt.com and entrust your project to our team of professionals, and I swear to you, you will be blown away. Look at the gallery. Look at the reviews. Pinnacle Exterior Construction.
I mean, why else would you put turf in your backyard? You got to have the parachute on. You got to be able to work out back there, T-Bob. You got to get it done. But look, if you want to have a putting green, I guess they can also do that in your backyard. They can do it all. Check out the website. It's an incredible site to tell you what they can do. PECbuilt.com.
There's nothing chill about a hot, sweaty line. Unless you add mountain cold refreshment. Coors Light. Choose chill.
Bayou Ford has the new inventory to get you in a new Ford truck or SUV today. Or customize your next vehicle just the way you want it. All new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 1 million mile powertrain warranty. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
The Windsor Senior Living Community in Mandeville, Louisiana is a beautiful, vibrant apartment community geared toward seniors. They are nestled right in the heart of Mandeville, where seniors live a more carefree lifestyle in spacious apartments with the peace of mind that comes from having a little extra help. Call the Windsor at 985-624-8040 to schedule a lunch and tour. Come see how the Windsor can be your passport to peace of mind.
It's an everyday thing here. We work horses in the mornings and we work on the property during the day, and without these John Deere tractors, it'd almost be impossible to keep up with the place. I've dealt with some of the other colors and stuff, and I never really got the response back that I get from John Deere, We really enjoy dealing with Sunshine. They're good people. They always check on us and make sure our equipment's running, and we love them. Flip the switch and learn more about what it means to be powered by Sunshine at sunequip.com.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
When it comes to ending cancer, we push forward, always working together for you. That's why our cancer experts at Ochsner have clinically integrated with MD Anderson Cancer Center. This means advanced cancer care, including access to life-saving clinical trials and integrating care to treat the whole you. Introducing
Welcome back to Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Welcome back to OTB. It's time for a little OTB mailbag.
Special delivery! I have this special delivery for off the bench. And look, it is marked most urgent.
We'll be writing to you.
The internet. What the is the internet?
Not a question. But Daniel Bass says Taylor would be the first person in history to have a tornado off itself from hearing one of his depressing stories.
Please stop this storm from coming to him.
Tornado ceases to exist due to Tay-Tay's takes. Hashtag OTB mailbag. Worst storm you taken town for?
Easily Ida. For me personally.
Gustav back in the day. That got pretty wild. Now, we were college kids, and WCA is a very firmly built building, and LSU's power source is underground, so we were safe, but like that was crazy, dude. We were acting a fool. We were out there.
What year was that?
Playing catch, 08. It was like it felt like the entire world turned into a giant water park. But I'm talking about like massive branches like speared through cars. At one point we're out playing football and like pieces of roofs are getting sheared off. Will's like, watch out. We're like dodging roofs.
Watch out. Jeez.
It was a crazy, crazy time.
Yeah. I know. Katrina was just like, I know obviously a lot of the worst part of it was south of us. In Baton Rouge, you got some for sure. But just, I'll never forget driving down I-49 and being literally the only car going south. And it was bumper to bumper from Shreveport to Baton Rouge. I had never seen anything like that. It felt like a zombie apocalypse. And I kept getting stopped by like emergency personnel like, what are you doing?
Football?
I'm like, Coach Miles said we got to be back here. And every one of them, T-Bob was like, all right, keep moving.
It's
like, didn't like be like, no, you're not going anywhere. You're like, no, keep moving.
And I don't mean to make light of Gustav because it was really bad for Baton Rouge. And I know a lot of people like weren't college kids who didn't have to give a damn and had homes that got really damaged. And so bad memories there for sure. I don't mean to make light of that.
I don't think I usually leave from, but this one probably. But I don't even know how bad it's supposed to be. But I was in that snowstorm in Texas where like all the power was out for like
really?
a whole
When like
week.
everything froze?
Yeah.
Oh, whoa.
And I didn't have power in my house for like a week.
What'd you do the whole time?
We went to my uncle's house because he was like on a hospital grid like you are.
Hashtag OTB mailbag, drink of choice for a hurricane party. I'm just going to go pick up a bunch of whiskey or bourbon today.
I've got a bunch of Dos Equis that they dropped us off. Well, they dropped Taylor off. What was it? Amstel Light? Yeah. Shout out Brandon.
I don't know about beer during a hurricane party. So unless it's cold Coors Light. But
wasn't it typically like it was a big punch like back in the day in college?
No, I mean, Jungle Juice was always
but like hurricane party, like it for sure was there.
Yeah. Actually, that's true. The one time for Gustav, they did give us like per diem to go buy groceries, and I think I bought like 10 flats of Natty Light. So maybe I'm actually lying there because I drank a lot of Natty Light during Gustav. Hashtag OTB mailbag. Where should Say Dry and play? I'm not gonna. The rest is a little negative. I'm not gonna read it. I think safety. I think Say Dry could be a good safety. I think he's not a corner and he's being forced to play out of position. I think he can be better at safety.
Yeah, it's his natural position. I think he can be valuable for you there. They've tried corner. They almost had to with Alexander out. Now that he's back, and now that the young players have gotten a couple of games under their belt, that's where he needs to live.
Hashtag, and he will. Brian Kelly said it yesterday. Hashtag go to mailbag. What's the worst elements you've ever played in?
My very last, well, not my last game I played in the preseason, but my last official game in Denver. We were playing the Ravens in the playoffs. It was -7.
What?
Yeah, it was miserable.
Ouch.
It was so bad.
Was it snowing?
It
snowed, freezing and windy?
It snowed that entire day, and then it stopped, and it was on the field, but then it was just freezing and windy. And it was one of those ones like you put the big jacket on between every play, not just between series. Like if you came to the sideline, because running backs, we couldn't wear sleeves.
I was going to say, like, especially being like a fullback and special teams, like You can't be out there every single play, staying warm.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah, that was like a lot of people got physically sick because of it afterwards. So that one comes to mind. We played in the playoffs in Heinz Field against the Steelers where it was snowing the entire game. Just not fun. Like when people call that football weather, you're an idiot. It's not. It's not football. Football weather is like, to me, being from the South, like being hot's football weather compared to being freezing cold. Like you can't be the team that you normally are because you're just in the snow. Everybody's slow.
It's funny. College football is so regional that I never played in bad weather in college. You know?
Yeah.
Like
I never did in college. I mean, rain games.
40-something degrees at Arkansas might be like the coldest. Like, actually, the worst weather game I ever had, I'll never forget it, was the 9-year-old or 10-year-old semifinal against Tula, where it was like sleeting and muddy and gross and freezing. But yeah, never in college.
Yeah, you're right, though. Like, those Arkansas games, like, for me in Little Rock, and I didn't, even in Fayetteville, 40 degrees, like, it's freezing cold.
Yeah.
Like, no, it's not.
I agree with Avo. -7 is beyond aggressive.
Yeah.
It was miserable. Like, I tried to be tough guy, you know, the no sleeves because I couldn't wear sleeves. It was miserable.
Well, Champ knows more. He says the cold doesn't make you sick. Weather has zero to do with being sick or not.
Well, my whole life is a lie.
The wind can make you, you know.
Oh, that wind's probably so crazy awful.
Also, if you go from like
your ass couldn't
cold
play
to
in a
hot.
baseball game in 50-degree weather, all
For
right?
real.
Much less -7.
I was gonna say
your ass would have a
softball-
mock turtleneck on in 60-degree weather. Get out of here.
Softball in February is brutal. It is.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it
Yeah.
is. Yes.
And it hurts
like, especially
to
back in the
catch
day.
ball,
When you hit the ball.
Remember when teams like in softball used to wear shorts?
Yes.
And it'd be like that weather.
There is a school that like still wore shorts when we played.
T-Bob not even in the Penn State bowl game. To be fair, I didn't get to play in the Penn State bowl game. I was a little hurt, and they played PJ instead, which again didn't agree with.
Hey, how many games you miss for injury? I feel like you say that a lot.
I mean,
I know you had the ACL.
I tore my ACL the last time we were at South Carolina 16 years ago in that building. Then
that was the one on punt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then junior year, no injuries, not even a slight one. I don't think.
So is that the game that, because I was on with Patrick DeMarco and Steven Garcia yesterday, was that the one the ref
tackled
clotheslined him?
Yeah, hell yeah, it was a great tackle in the red zone.
They had the ref on their podcast, and then they had me. I want to go back and
What
listen.
did the ref say?
I don't know. I didn't get a chance to listen.
Yeah, that was that game. Actually, no, I lied. Junior year, I broke my leg during spring ball, but then didn't get hurt during the year until and then sophomore year. Had a little bit of a knee injury at the end. That was what held me out the bowl game. Even though I could have played the bowl game. They just chose to not play me, which, whatever. And then senior year, tore my MCL in the middle of the year, but kept playing through that.
Yeah, gosh, that's a lot of knee stuff. Joey, you're right. High school soccer in Louisiana, those are where the real ones are at. It's miserable out there a lot of times, how cold it is. I had one of my boys who actually is a loyal OTB listener. Shout out to my boy, Big Wayne. He quit. It was so cold in Natchitoches, Louisiana. We were playing Natchitoches Central one day. It was so cold. We look up at halftime. He's sitting next to my mother with a space heater and just quit.
It's the gif of
Just
the
said,
kid
"I'm
who
out."
throws up the deuces and he disappears.
I mean, he quit. My brother
I
was the
love
head
that.
coach too, and he's like asking him to get down there. He's like, I'm good.
Nah. I'm
Quit.
good with the space
Yeah, it was in
heater.
a blanket with a space heater.
Hashtag OTB mailbag.
He's so mean.
How do people deal with mid-tier teams? Because I can't handle it and get worked up. So I think he's talking about, like, you know, when you're not a championship contender.
Yeah.
I think you just watch it for the fun
Enjoy
of
the
watching the
ride.
sport. Yeah, for football.
enjoy the ride.
And, like, enjoying the big wins that maybe you didn't expect. And
Yeah, 2021.
living through the frustrating losses.
Beating Florida was one of the more exciting
Yes.
times I've ever had watching a football
2020
game.
beating Florida, bro. Freaking in the fog.
Which
in-
was that 20 or 21? I can't remember.
So 20
20 was the kick,
fall
was
game.
K. George
21 was
Trent
the TDP game.
Yeah. Which were
Both.
both
Yeah,
great.
both
great. That's what I'm saying.
of them were fantastic.
Keyshawn Booty going off for 300 yards against Ole Miss to finish 5-5 was great.
It was.
But whatever, I watched the Pelicans, so don't listen to
I
me.
watch Everton.
Yeah, exactly.
Y'all think y'all
They're
can
gonna get
hurt me?
relegated.
Watch Everton, who was up 2-0 in the 85th against Bournemouth and lost 3-2.
Look, Spurs haven't been good since 2016.
Yeah.
Oh, shut up! You
But
got championships galore.
Get
out! Wait,
But since
get out of here.
2016.
Okay, the Chargers have never won a Super Bowl.
fair.
Okay,
I'm a Cowboys
Guys, the
fan.
Patriots.
Yeah.
Okay, the Patriots lost Tom Brady, and they just won. Shut up, Alondra.
yeah, get out of here. That's the first time I've ever been disappointed in you.
Hashtag
2016.
OTB mailbag favorite sandwich.
Almost a decade.
Favorite sandwich? Off the top of my brain,
Any
when you asked
sandwich.
that, steak sandwich at Angus.
I think
every time.
What jumped into my head was a club sandwich.
I just
love a club
love like a basic at-home turkey sandwich with like a bunch of mustard.
I make a basic
Love
at-home
mustard.
turkey
Love
sandwich
mustard.
every single day.
That's what I have for lunch today.
Just turkey, slap of white American cheese, butter,
some
lettuce,
sharp cheddar.
and some
what kind of bread you using, Bo?
any kind. If we got Dave's bread, I'll use that.
I like Dave's bread.
If we have tortillas, I might use
Oh, yeah.
that.
Oh, yeah.
I'll use anything.
I get the sourdough from Whole Foods. They've got like this whole wheat sourdough.
Yeah,
It's
I love
so good.
sourdough.
I like this mayonnaise that I get, but Dr.
Mayonnaise.
Kensington
Yes,
mayonnaise.
they have fire, like they
Fire
have an aioli.
condiments.
Yeah.
Fire condiments.
Guys, the best sandwich is the Newly special from Newly's.
Well,
Easily.
if I was gonna choose like a nice sandwich like that, I want to go to Newly's.
You gotta go.
very
I'm
very
going to
badly.
Angus. I
I
love
want to
it.
go to Newly's. Shout out Lee's.
AM Mart's
That
got a
ham
great
chop's
sandwich.
very good.
Oh my god, the Cajun turkey.
Yeah, at AM Mart. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I have like a audio OTB mailbag if you want to play it.
Yeah, play it.
All right.
Yo, guys. Malik Harrison here,
What's up,
Baton Rouge
Malik?
native, Christian Life alumni. I went to school with Jacob Cabote for the
Hey, now.
Saints. Just wanted to say how much I love the show.
Hell
Got the
yeah.
show on in the background right now. Alondra, I love you too.
Love you, bro.
LOL. But guys,
LOL.
what the hell happened to the deep voice guy on the intro? Just for 104.5 ESPN in general, he was a deep voice guy, and he do like all the intros. And I mean, I don't hate the woman, but she's not the deep voice guy. Like, come on, guys, y'all can't just change abruptly like that, man, and just expect us just to be fine with that. I need the
Yeah.
deep voice guy back. But
I felt
great
that.
show,
That's
man.
some
Keep it up,
passion.
guys. Y'all have a good one.
Yeah, you too.
Shout
I
out
appreciate
Malik,
it.
my
Shout out
dog.
Malik.
I like that voice feature. Y'all need to do that more often. I'd love to hear from
Well,
y'all.
Yeah.
How do they do it?
On the app, on the
They
104.5
have an app?
ESPN app.
Okay.
Yeah. You can speak up and you can leave
Okay.
us a little voice. Ryan Smith has done it, and he sent us that stupid Bengals thing that
Oh,
T-Bob
yeah.
likes.
God,
Oh,
please
yeah.
Don't
stop.
do that
Don't.
if you're gonna
Please
send
do
us
that.
Don't
But
do
there's
that.
like a little
Don't do that.
mic. There's gonna be a little mic icon, and you can give your little message, or you can text it.
Yeah,
Okay.
shout out. That was great. The
Okay.
fact that when he hit me with the LOL.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
LOL.
answer about Big Voice guy in a second. After I tell you about Active Baton Rouge, AgTempPR.com. Keep the music going, Alondra. All your AC, heating, electrical needs. Hopefully nothing goes wrong with any of that during the storm. If it does, hit up AccuTemp. Service to the highest degree is their core mission statement. It is their ethos. It is what powers everything that they do. Okay, it's Baton Rouge, it's New Orleans, other areas as well, residential, commercial systems, all of it. Also, guys, probably a little too late for the generator right now, but going into the future, they are your generator experts. They come out to your home, give a free estimate, let you know exactly how it'll work. Go to AccuTemp of Baton Rouge, AccuTempBR.com, AccuTempBR.com. I think we just switched Big Voice Guy because it had been around forever, and sometimes you want some change. And what's interesting to me is I like it. I didn't really care for Big Voice Guy that much. I thought he was too wordy, too long. This new chick is succinct. Little smoky at times as well. And yeah. And also, like, I don't know. I've also been doing this. I've been doing this long enough
Yeah,
to
elaborate.
where a little sexy.
There you go.
I've been doing this long enough where anytime we change anything, everybody hates it. And then, if we were to change her in 3 years, everybody's going to hate that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know. I like it. That's just me, though.
I like it too. At first, I think it was just like you had to get used to it, but I think it's fine.
I'm just here for the bumper music.
Let's go.
So I don't really know.
Greg said, big change, but long overdue. Our sound was stale. That was a text from Matt about Deep Voice Scott. Yeah, that sounds pretty sustained. T-Bob just being a contrarian. No, I really have to be clear on this, guys. Like, I'm kind of like Jake. I'm pretty ambivalent towards the whole situation.
Yeah.
But if you ask me my objective opinion, I like the new stuff better. But again, maybe it's because I listen to it every day, 3 hours a day, and maybe I'll hate her again in, like, I don't know, a year or something. But
They're saying she smokes Pall Malls.
Yeah, no
Good.
doubt.
Good.
Like, anything that gives me sabotage twice a day, actually, now that we're talking about it, I can get behind that.
Yeah.
And she says, day.
She does.
She does say day.
Yeah.
You know, good call, Cajun Sensation in the chat.
Yeah.
T-Bob, do you goon? What does that mean, Taylor?
What is goon?
You know, I
the
don't
mailbag
know.
question. Do you know?
I don't know.
Y'all know I don't.
I have
I'm
an
old.
idea.
I don't
We'll talk
know.
about it during break.
What is it? Yeah, that's the old. Is that from the old Wayne song? Like, okay, I'm a goon. What's a
Oh yeah,
goon
what's
to
a
the
goon
goblin?
to a goblin?
Ooh, that's
A goon
banger.
is just what?
I would say I both goon
Like, I'm a
and
goon.
goblin.
I'm a goon.
You know, sometimes people watch Goblin while they goon. I believe. Hashtag OTB mailbag.
This man
Still
always
don't really
goes,
know what that
yeah,
means.
This man
Skibbity
always
Rich?
goes somewhere else.
Are you what?
Are you skibbity Riz?
I know she told us, but I still don't really understand Skibbity Riz.
Oh, what was our girl? Our
Bailey.
Bailey. Shout out to Bailey. I wonder how
Shout out
her
Bailey.
swimming
Also,
season's going.
I know, right? Shout out Reese. We did like man on the street interviews.
how'd that
I
on
don't know who
Saturday.
needs to hear this, guys.
It
I know
went
what
well.
gooning is. Of course I do. I know what it is.
I
guys.
really don't know what
Relax.
gooning is.
We can talk about it in the break.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
But yeah, shout out Reese. We did man on the street interviews this weekend, and
Yeah.
she like edited the video and everything. She goes to U High. She's
Yep.
great.
Yep.
Shout out Reese. She did a
Nice.
great job on the video. It's up on our social medias if y'all want to look at it.
Okay, cool.
I just asked a bunch of drunk tailgater stupid questions.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, those are always the
I
best.
want to watch that. Okay, do we have any more questions here? Maybe one more to send us off.
Oh,
What you got?
I just read what goon meant.
Do not.
I didn't
just
look it up.
Keep
It
it
just-
moving.
yeah.
Just keep it moving. The Goon is the enforcer in hockey.
I was calling
as
myself
well.
a goon.
Yeah.
Very good movie with is it Sean William Scott
John William
and Liv
Scott.
Shriver?
Yep.
Underrated comedy.
It is. I'm glad you've seen that. Of the things you haven't seen, it shocks me you have, but I'm glad you
got
have.
two. What is it? I got two things. Don't touch my effing Percocet, and do you have any effing Percocet? It was really hard for me not to curse just now. Wow, I'm like, I got an
I got
adrenaline rush.
nervous. Look at the sweat on my hands.
Will y'all be live?
I've
on the
been closer to saying that word typically on here than you.
Yeah.
Is T-Bob still riding the Peloton? No, I still do a lot of Peloton workouts. I don't do a lot of spin anymore. Shout out Evolve. Been loving me some Evolve in the morning, dude. That's my new favorite thing.
Oh, Lord.
Will y'all be live on the streets canoe style tomorrow? Or Cantor? Oh, Cantor style. I was like, I guess, man. I hope it doesn't flood.
Oh, he does.
Yeah, no, I may,
Weather
if school is
guy,
canceled,
hoping
I'll
it's
probably be doing the
devastation.
show from home because my wife's going to be out of town. So look forward to a lot of kids running up on me and Quad Bob acting a fool during the show tomorrow.
Oh my gosh, yes. Love.
I was like, what is it? Do we even feedback again?
No, I'm just whistling to the tune.
Oh, that freaking lawn mower guy was killing me.
He was about to catch these hands.
He was doing it on purpose.
He
He
was
was
tempting
doing
me.
it on
At
purpose.
the
He was
end,
trolling,
at the
dude.
end, he was tempting me, like
It was
looking at us.
Yeah.
Every live read, too.
Like he was
it was
like, do
intentional for
something.
sure.
Like he would go away for 15 minutes and then come mow the same patch. Yeah. I'm like, what
He
are
was
you
like,
doing?
do something about it.
His
He
hands
had
are rated
a
E for everyone, lawnmower
Mexican
guy.
flag face guard on.
Did he?
Which leads me to believe.
you if he
Which
was
leads me to believe
I didn't even notice that.
he's a Cowboys fan,
No.
and he was
Cowboys are-
purposefully
You know, maybe
purposefully
another team.
trolling us going into this week.
Now, have you ever seen the skit? He's a Raiders fan.
Yeah,
I've done
you
two.
showed us
I'll have
that.
to play
I
the
think
skit.
you
Okay,
showed
sure.
it to us.
All right. When we get back, more OTB. Keep it locked. Talk Saints.
Off the bench.
Go to, see, look at that, guys. Snappy. Okay, off the bench. Bam. Now here we are. Go to Community Steel Company, communitysteelco.com. You need steel, get Community Steel. Okay? It's right there in Gonzales, Louisiana. They make all the product themselves. It's the best prices. It's a local human sales team. You're not just some number at a spreadsheet deal with email or online order forms or any BS like that. It's purlin, it's tubing, it's roofing, it's sheet metal, it's steel building, steel accessories, and it's all in Gonzales. They're the best. There's a reason why they're blowing up, constantly expanding, changing the game. Check them out today, Community Steel Company, communitysteelco.com.
Yeah, when you go to the website, you'll see the phone number. You'll see the location of where they're at in Gonzales, Louisiana, because it is important. Like, they open up early for you. They want you to come in and see what they can do for you. That's why they've been open for over an hour and a half already. But if you can't get there today, you can always call them and set it up at 225-647-2020 and always online at communitysteelco.com.
It's no secret. The best oysters in Baton Rouge are at Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar. Enjoy mouth-watering South Louisiana flavor and oysters from all over the country. And don't forget our nightly drink specials. Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar, located in downtown Baton Rouge.
The best kept secret in town is out. Discover Tula at the Renaissance Hotel on Bluebonnet.
When it comes to choosing energy for your family and your home, make the smart choice with natural gas. You can count on efficient and affordable natural gas to keep you comfortable and reduce your environmental impact to help protect our planet. Together, we're fueling our energy future. Atmos Energy.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. For years, you've heard me tell you about Insurance Network of Louisiana, helping you find better coverage for less money. But it's not just for your home and auto. They also offer commercial properties. So, retail stores, professional offices like doctors, dentists, attorneys, clothing boutiques. Insurance Network of Louisiana can find you better coverage for less money. They service the entire state of Louisiana, and they're local. So call today at 293-0450 or lainsurance.net.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood Subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our customers, family, and friends for 50 years of success.
And looking forward to 50 more.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further.
Don't rock the jukebox, wanna hear some Jones, 'cause my heart ain't ready for the Rolling Stones. I don't feel like rocking.
Welcome back to Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
So don't rock the jukebox. Play me a country song. Before you drop that quarter, keep one thing in mind. You got a heart-broke hillbilly standing here in line. I've been down and lonely ever since she...
Yo, what's happening, y'all? Welcome back, OTB. Team Jacob Taylor hanging out with you. So, NFL Week 1 in the books. And the New Orleans Saints named one of the winners of Week 1 as they dominate the Carolina Panthers. Derek Carr looks awesome. Alvin Kamara looks resuscitated. All of the things that we talked about yesterday on the show. Hey, did you see these Kamara quotes I've in there, Alondra? Somebody cut up that sound. Not a big deal if not. I can read him. I didn't tell you beforehand, so it's not going, it doesn't matter. But Alvin Kamara meeting with the media. By the way, Alvin Kamara on Sunday averaged 5.53 yards per attempt. Guys, that is the best he's had since the 6-touchdown game against the Vikings on Christmas Day, which happened all the way back in 2020. So for the first time in 4 years. Great game.
When he had the cleats,
yes,
the red and green.
Cleats. So good.
One red, one green.
That's
got
right, one red,
fined,
one green,
I believe, but well worth it.
So 5.53 yards per attempt. And remember, the whole deal on compared to the last couple of years was the yards per carry going down and down, down, down. Again, what happens when you get an offense that
blam, 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 blam.
Yes, exactly, right? Like I screenshotted an image from the headline of Nick Underhill's film review here, and just look how great their personnel usage is. They got Olave split out wide on the near side. On the far side, you have Kamara split out wide. In the backfield in pistol, you have Rashid Shaheed behind Derek Carr. Yeah. And then you've got Taysom Hill lined up on the near side next to Derek Carr. And I believe that's Jawan Johnson at tight end off the line, able to motion. I mean, what a weird look. What a fantastic look. And so indicative of how Kubiak's shifting and changing things up.
Yeah, just don't get bored with it. Not that he will. I mean, he's done his entire career. But, that's the thing. Don't just do it for week 1. Do it for the totality of the season. If you have injuries, that's fine. Find a guy, a replacement to do what you're doing. That is my challenge for the – nice catch – for the Saints and the Saints offense is that they continue to be creative. They continue to give you different looks. They continue to get guys in space. They continue to, when they line up, terrify you that they're not going to end up like they've lined up. That is my hope for this Saints offense. And if you have injuries, because it's the NFL, you're going to. Just find a way to be creative. That was a heck of
It's a crazy catch, bro. Sorry, I got distracted. That's a crazy catch.
I know. It was. Godly.
But I agree with you. You have to keep, This needs to be the starting point, not the finale. But I'll say this about Alvin Kamara. Look, he's going through a contract dispute right now, right? And look around the league, okay? Ayuk drops a touchdown last night. Peyton Manning's disgusted he wasn't at camp because of his contract dispute. Jamar Chase, contract dispute, doesn't do anything during camp. Looks really rusty. Bengals look awful on Sunday. You see it all throughout the NFL. What did Alvin Kamara do in the midst of his contract dispute? He came to work every single day and did his job, even though he's not happy. And even though I would argue that he does deserve better. But he showed up every day, he did his job. And yes, he's doing it for his teammates. He's doing it for his coaches. But you know what he's really doing it for? Listen to this quote. This was the answer about, playing despite not being happy with the contract. Quote, I think the most important thing, I love this city, right? I love the fans. I love these people. They support me. They've been supporting me for years now, right? So for me, in my head, it would be kind of selfish to not go out there. I interact with so many people every day. These people love me like I'm family, and I feel the same way, vice versa. So I don't know. I'd be doing myself a disservice if I didn't come out here and try to put on for those people who have been supporting me. I love this city. I truly, truly, truly love the Who Dat Nation, as cliche as it may sound. Everybody says that, but I'm for real. This is family. Home. Close quote. I got goosebumps. Is that not what every fan would ever... that is the dream that every fan wants to hear about their star player and how they feel about their city.
It said like Vin Diesel in Fast and Furious.
Family. Period. Shout out Alvin Kamara.
I mean that.
I hope this year continues. I hope this was just the beginning, like we said, and that you prove to everyone that you have not been put in the best position to succeed and that you attain the dominance you used to have and showed again on Sunday. All right.
He probably, just think of the life that he has right now.
He's feeling great.
Compared to what
good.
It's been. And he's like, look, I told you about this contract. It wasn't me. Well, me.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah,
old Pete.
exactly. Which, again, Saints play a dangerous game because that number's only going to go up if he keeps kicking ass.
That's true, too.
But, okay, wrap it up. Hour 2 next.
Off the bench.
Go to trashrangers.com. Trashrangers.com, guys. Brand new website. Super simple. Trashrangers.com for all of your waste management needs, man. If you're a business, you need front load dumpsters picked up to 6 days a week. They understand the flexible needs. They got you. Actually, here's the landing page of the website now. Attention. Trash Rangers of Louisiana is closely monitoring the weather and hurricane forecasts, which may impact collection operations during the week. Please know the safety of our employees is the top priority, and we are working with local emergency officials to stay informed of any developments. We'll keep you updated with any changes or decisions regarding Trash Rangers collection schedules. Please stay tuned for further communication, and thank you for understanding and cooperation as we navigate this situation. Official decisions regarding operations will be posted here and on our social media channels. As of now, everything through the week running as scheduled. That's the attention to detail. That's the local touch. That's the give a damn that we're talking about. Go to trashrangers.com today.
There's nothing chill about a hot, sweaty line. Unless you add mountain cold refreshment. Coors Light. Choose chill.
It's no secret. The best oysters in Baton Rouge are at Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar. Enjoy mouth-watering South Louisiana flavor and oysters from all over the country. And don't forget our nightly drink specials. Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar, located in downtown Baton Rouge.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
When it comes to ending cancer, we push forward, always working together for you. That's why our cancer experts at Ochsner have clinically integrated with MD Anderson Cancer Center. This means advanced cancer care, including access to life-saving clinical trials and integrating care to treat the whole you. Introducing Ochsner MD Anderson Cancer Center. Long live you.
Breck teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered. Gold. Breck, your #1 park system in the nation.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs. Even in the case of an after-hours emergency, the light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
Welcome back to Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Say, girl, you ever wanted to see the inside of a hurricane? Stick around. I'm going to hit you with the type of love that's going to blow you over. I'm talking to Taylor, by the way, y'all. Come on here, Tay-Tay. Come sit on Papa's lap and let me tell you how the world works. What you say, Bo? Chill out, HR. It's just jokes, guys.
I don't love any of that.
Can't help it, Bo. Just makes me a little hot and bothered when I see Paul Skenes striking out 9-6. Yeah, so random. I'm just going to throw it in. Skenes strikes out 9-6, now 10-2 on the year after a great 3-2 win. He has broken Cy Blanton's Pittsburgh Pirate rookie record for Ks. Back in 1935, Blanton struck out 150 as a rookie. Skenes is up to 151. How about that? Broke a record that's over 90 years old.
Yeah, I saw.
Right under 90 years.
He's incredible. There was
a 2.10 ERA, guys.
There was a clip where he threw a pretty good pitch, and it looked like strike three, and he kind of walks off the mound, not to show him, but just kind of walks off like he thought it was strike three, and the umpire just the worst. Baseball umpires are the absolute worst in the major league level. Like, flips his mask off, is like, don't walk off the mound. This guy's walking. He starts talking to the Pirates manager. He's like, he's walking off the mound like he thought it was a strike. It's like, so? Who cares?
Well, also,
and got so bothered by it. And, Skenes just kind of, laughs and, just shrugs his shoulders. I'm like, why are major league umpires the biggest look-at-me guys in professional sports?
It's so dumb because all Skenes is doing there, it's like a bowler when you feel it out the hand, you know it's a strike. Oh, yeah, little strike, right? I didn't think about that. But, you just feel it. And so, okay, you didn't see it that way, but, I knew that was a good pitch. That's exactly where I wanted to go. Sorry, I was just, the same way a bowler could turn around or Steph Curry can shoot a three and turn around and hold his arms up to the crowd,
All right, what was that guy from?
Look at this guy. Look at this joke.
Oh, look at it.
He thought it was a strike.
You talk to him. You talk to him.
I'm gonna
The manager, I'm talking to you. That's my favorite comeback when somebody says something like that. Look, and it was borderline. It was outside. It's fine. He's laughing at it. I mean, look, and then, oh my gosh, baseball umpires. There's so many things I want to say. I'm gonna be nice. You no-neck son of a.
You know what was awesome? Well, ideally, I want my ump to be shaped like a bouncy ball, though.
Well, if
I had a sexy ump, I wouldn't know what to do with him. Think about it. Have you ever seen an ump that's in great shape, especially somebody behind home plate?
He's not going to just walk off the mound. I'll walk right off that mound. Get out of here. Baseball.
You know what was awesome, but doesn't make him an awesome quarterback, but what was undeniably awesome? Anthony Richardson's touchdown pass on Sunday. Did you see that?
Yeah, he completed 9 passes, but that one was awesome.
He was falling 19, over,
but he made that one count.
He's falling. I think again, guys, stop being. I'm not saying Anthony Richardson's good. I'm saying
I've
never seen anything like that.
He has that ability.
He was falling over, feet not set, hips the wrong way, and he launches it 60-yard dot.
No, I'm agreeing with you. He might not be the most efficient quarterback, but ain't many that can do that.
That is just crazy, bro. Oh, by the way, Skenes joins Kerry Wood, Dwight Gooden, and Mark Pryor as just the 4th rookie ever to get 150 Ks in 20 starts or less. Cy Blanton probably had to start 50 games back in 35. Who knows?
Yeah, Sly. Only Sly I recognize is Stallone.
I think it's Cy.
Cy.
Shh. Okay. All right, when we get back, hour number 3, we got Nick Underhill kicking off. We got Right, Wrong, or Different. We got Teddy Animal Story of the Day. Hey, that's the bench. Give it up.
Off the bench.
You feeling lip? Go to yourgoodwood.com. Yourgoodwood.com. And that is Goodwood's men's sexual wellness. Okay? Don't settle for a mediocre sex life. We only live once, guys. YOLO. And make sure that, I'm going to workshop something. There's something there. We're not going to do it this week. I'm going to workshop something. The bottom line, though, if you're dealing with ED, you want to maybe explore some low T solution, some longevity, some anti-aging, let's empower ourselves, guys, okay? Let's live without fear, without embarrassment. Let's feel confident again. Go to yourgoodwood.com.
Yep. When you go to that website, you'll see exactly what they can do for you. I mean, it kind of lists exactly the services that they have, the location that they have. Everything can be set up right there on the website, yourgoodwood.com.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram has back-to-school savings like $16,000 off 25 Ram 1500 trucks. We're open for business in our beautiful new showroom and taking $16,000 off. All new Bayou vehicles come with a complimentary extended warranty. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
it's Matt Moscona. For years, you've heard me tell you about Insurance Network of Louisiana, helping you find better coverage for less money. But it's not just for your home and auto. They also offer commercial property. So, retail stores, professional offices like doctors, dentists, attorneys, clothing boutiques. Insurance Network of Louisiana can find you better coverage for less money. They service the entire state of Louisiana, and they're local. So call today at 293-0450 or lainsurance.net.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our customers, family, and friends for 50 years of success.
And looking forward to 50 more.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
The best kept secret in town is out. Discover Tula at the Renaissance Hotel on Bluebonnet.
Good morning. It's 9 a.m. here on Tuesday, September 10th. Today in Baton Rouge, you can expect rainy skies with a high of 78 with some thunder showers mixed in there as well. In hour 3 of today's show, we'll have Nick Underhill of New Orleans Football, a little right, wrong, or indifferent at 9:15, and we'll close it out as we do every day with some Ask the Bench. If you missed hours 1 or 2 of the show, you can catch it in the on-demand section at 1045ESPN.com. You can also follow us on Twitter or Instagram at OTB_ESPN. And watch us on YouTube at the 1045 ESPN channel. Hour number 3 of Off the Bench, live from the Mercedes-Benz Baton Rouge studios, starts now.
Let's go, baby, let's go! All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah, 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 yeah!
Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah, they said I gotta come off the bench.
Now, here's Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
What's happening, y'all? Welcome back. T-Bob, Jacob, Alondra, Taylor hanging out with you today. It is Tuesday, hour 3, so let's crank it up like we do every time this time of the week, and that's talking to our guy, Nick Underhill from New Orleans Football, and wow, what a steamy Sunday it was, Nick, as look, I know you're going to come in here and you're going to try to present, you're going to be very positive, but you're going to try to present a measured optimism. Let's just preface the conversation with this, okay? I get it. The Panthers are bad, but still an NFL team. Whatever. Let's just preface it with this. None of what we're going to say is to say that it's going to look awesome against the Cowboys, that they're going to beat the Cowboys or anything like that. Who knows? But in terms of a singular data point, in terms of a first look at what was promised over an offseason, you really, mathematically, functionally, could not have been better than what you saw on Sunday. And really, it's the whole team, but let's just start with the offense, because if anybody is struggling with ED, like I said, you could go to Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness, or you could go to New Orleans Football and read Nick's film breakdown and see how Clint Kubiak is operating this thing. And I bet you'll feel something, because I definitely did when I read it, Nick. Fantastic work on New Orleans football this morning.
I appreciate it. Look, before I can get into anything, I need a quick question answered because I'm not going to be able to focus until I know, because it's been on my mind for about 3 or 4 days.
I do not have ED.
So I was scrolling on Twitter the other day, and I noticed this like professional looking modeled photo, and I was like, who the hell is this? And I clicked on it, and it was Jake. And now I just need to know, did you do like a photo shoot recently? Like what's going on here?
So I had to have new headshots for SiriusXM.
That's more than a headshot, my friend.
I know, it looks good, dude. He's got the pearl snaps on.
You're
like yeah. I mean, it's a production.
So the thing was, Nick, at the Super Bowl in Vegas this year, we were supposed to do headshots, but I was doing 8 hours of radio, 4 of which were solo, and they took the pictures, and I looked like hell. Like I was tired. I had a hat on, and they were like, "Hey, we're going to use these." I was like, "Nah, they're not great." I was supposed to do it again for the draft in Detroit. Same thing. Long days, multiple shows, had a hat on, looked like hell. So I was like, okay, I'm going to be a professional here. I'm going to, actually get dressed, go over to LSU. My guy Gus, shout out to Gus, took those pictures. And so that's why I had to get it done, because I failed twice. So third time's
the charm. It was a product of the grind. I get it. I get it. All right. Just needed to make sure, because that isn't fullback stuff right there. So I just needed to make sure. But like now that I hear the story,
new age, very spread.
It exemplifies fullback stuff. So we're good.
Very air raid. Nick, so there's a million things that you could take away here, but give me your single biggest one.
I mean, man, I don't even know where to start with it. I mean, it was. I think it's what you said. It was probably the best start that they could have possibly had. And I think no matter what happens here, what happens moving forward, I think you have to be excited about the potential of this offensive system. I mean, every single concern we had was masked, and I get it, Panthers, all that stuff, but it is very hard to beat a team by that score. It's very hard to only give up a sack in a game. It's very hard to hide Trevor Penning for a whole entire game, and they managed to do that. I mean, everything fit together. The run game looked completely different. It looked layered and nuanced, and even when like plays were getting blown up, it used to be you'd watch me and you'd be like, why are they doing this? Why'd they even try to do this? Like, you look at them now and it's just like, okay, that it was just like a little bit of execution, but you kind of look at the theory of it and what could have been possible, and it's there. Like, you used to watch it blowing up plays here, and it's like, what were they even trying to do? And I mean, that's just it's a much more enjoyable product to watch. And I know that's easy to say at 47-10. I mean, obviously it's going to be that, but man, it just looks like it fits. It looks like there's a plan. It looks like there's a cohesive product. It isn't, a coach being brought in, being paired with other guys, everybody trying to make it work and hold on to something. Like, this is clean, fresh, going a direction, and you see the direction now. And I think that's the biggest thing. I mean, if they can keep their head above water long enough to keep building on, like, I think there's something here now, and I didn't know that there was something here before.
So you are someone who watches all of this film very intensely. You watched all of Pete Carmichael last year.
God bless you.
The screenshot that you start the piece with, we just went over it last segment, but just having Kamara out wide, Olave on the other side. You got Shaheed in the pistol. You got Taysom next to him. You got Juwan Johnson ready to motion and just upset everything. It's indicative of just how creative Kubiak was and will, continue to be. But through one game of Kubiak and all of that Carmichael that you watched, what are the main elements that like what are the main differences that you think are able to mask weaknesses and lead to so much success?
Well, I mean, number one, they weren't in a lot of terrible third down situations, so I think that's a huge thing. I think there was only like 5 actual drop back passes in this game where Penning didn't have help. Like, so you're able to just really hide everything. And then the other thing, I mean, man, the most diabolical thing he did in this game is he ran the ball and he got a 17-yard gain on third down and it's 3rd and long. I think it was 3rd and 7.
3rd and 7
on the play.
3rd and 7 is what it was. Yeah.
And then after, I mean, and you go back and you look at the play, and there's Clowney just marooned because he's going after the quarterback. He doesn't believe they're actually going to run the ball there. And now coming off of that, the rest of the game, every single time you play action on third down, it has to be believable. But it's not just the Panthers. Now it has to be believable to Dallas next week. Yep. Hey, they might run on third down. You need to kind of be under control here. So if you take away the ability to kind of just go after the quarterback, and you can do that effectively, even better. But I mean, I thought that took so much pressure off the offensive line, and it wasn't just one time they did that. Like, they were willing to run on third down, and I think you're willing to punt there just for the greater good of protecting your offensive linemen. And you know, it's stuff like that. It's the details, but I mean, the motion, the play action, it's just all the stuff that they weren't doing. You know, I went and I looked at that pistol over the last 2 years. Every single time they ran it, like it was 90% out of their pistol looks, they were running the ball. Like, these tells that they had, like, they aren't there anymore. There aren't tells for the personnel. Like, Cedric Wilson being out there, that didn't necessarily tip your hand one way or another. Now, maybe over like a longer sample of games, it does a little bit. We'll keep an eye on that, but it's just put together. It's planned. It's thought out. Alvin Kamara has space now. It's not just running into to a defensive tackle. Like, it's everything. The biggest difference, and I'm reluctant to put it like this because I'm not trying to crap on Pete Carmichael here, but like the biggest difference is like, it makes sense. There's common sense elements here. Like, we would come on here every Tuesday the last 2 years, and I don't know why they don't do this.
Yeah.
Gee, guys, I don't know. It doesn't seem like it should be this hard. Maybe I'm oversimplifying, but ... Like, no, it really was. Like, these things we've been talking about for years, like, they really were common sense things that they could have just been doing. Like, you can just line Taysom Hill up as a running back and hand him the ball, and guess what? Giving him a 5-yard head start to get up to full speed before he's plowing into somebody. Like, that works. Like, you can do that. And those are the things they're doing now. So I think those are the biggest differences.
Even down to the first touchdown, Nick, you point out, I mean, it's a simple pre-snap shift by Rashid Shaheed that lets the Saints know that, they're actually in a single high shell and the other safety drops down. So like, if you get a false step, then you're going to be money on Shaheed, and Carr works through his progressions and pressure in his face. On third down, with all the narrative hanging in the balance, pressure in his face, delivers the touchdown that got the snowball started.
Yeah, I mean, look, we got to see him handle pressure a lot, you know, many games before we say, hey, he's gotten better at this. But I do wonder if there's an element of simple read. Okay, I can see where the safety's going, the pressure's coming. I can let it go, and I know I got a one-on-one down there. Maybe you have a little bit more confidence to stand in there a little bit longer if it's that simplified. And that's kind of the idea of this whole offense, is to take a lot of that stuff off the quarterback's plate so we can just go out there and kind of play. It puts a lot more pressure on Kubiak and them to make sure they're getting Carr and the players in the right situations. But if you're doing it in week one, everything's there and it works out as it is, like, I think it's easier for the quarterback to buy into that even more going forward. Not that there's an issue with buy-in, but I think you keep having that confidence. Maybe it gives him a little bit more confidence in the pocket, and maybe that becomes a difference maker. I just don't want to get too far down the line, because I remember coming on here after 38-3 against the Packers and thinking Jameis, like, hey, oh my God, Sean Payton resurrected him. I mean, you know, I'm going to pause a little bit, but
that team was still
excited
good, though.
and extremely
that team was
encouraged.
still good. That team was still good until we talked about that, but that team was still good until James got hurt. It wasn't the dominant offense that we thought, but they were still good for a bit.
Yeah, I mean, the most robust 5 touchdown per. He had like 180 yards and 5 touchdowns. Like, that was the most full 180 yard performance of all time.
Hey, I want to ask you about the tight end position. I thought they actually did a really nice job of kind of changing it up. And you had Juwan Johnson played 23 snaps, Foster played 51, Taysom played 21. I thought they did a nice job of putting them in a better position to succeed. Last year, it really felt like you misused that position. Just from me watching film, how did you feel about where they were kind of playing the tight ends? Knowing Juwan missed the bulk of training camp as well, I thought he looked really good.
He did. Look, I'm super excited about Foster too. I think kind of what you saw week one is I think probably what a lot of us were envisioning when he came here, just the chemistry with Carr, the ability to kind of be like on the same page, see the field the same way. Obviously, they get the touchdown kind of on the playground play where they're, you know, both signaling to each other where to go, and then Carr puts the ball there. Foster had a great camp. I mean, he was, you know, if we did like a MVP list, like, he would have been in my top 5. And I thought he just showed up every single day, made a lot of plays. Obviously, I mean, there's a limit to what that's going to look like on the field, but he was getting open all the time. He looked way more comfortable. He looks healthy. I mean, he had a foot ankle thing last year along with cancer. I mean, he was going through a lot. I think what we saw last year obviously was not the peak of what he's capable of. In camp, we started to see it. And then just like outside of the play, his leadership in these practices, like, you know, I don't know that you would expect it from, you know, a Jesuit guy or whatever, but like he is like the kind of the attitude of the offense. Like he would be out there jawing at people the whole entire time, holding everybody accountable. And I think that was important for that side of the ball because like it's a lot of young guys and somebody had to step up into that void. He recognized it and did it, and you would just hear him going every single day. And there's a lot of trash talkers on the defense. The offense kind of has, you know, quieter personalities, and he was out there kind of battling with them every single day. And I thought that brought in some needed edge in intensity of the practices. So that was good to see. And then for him to go out here and follow it up in week 1 with some big plays was huge. I thought Juwan looked good. I think as time goes on too, like he missed a lot of time. I think as time goes on, like he's going to continue to grow and get.
I thought he did
more
well
and more
in
out
the
of
run
this.
game as well, which isn't always his calling card, as we know.
I agree. I thought he might have. I mean, he had some key blocks. I thought he was really good there. One of the more interesting things too, like I thought Olave obviously has a lot of room to go as a run blocker.
Yeah.
He actually missed one that caused a collision, and 3 Panthers got taken out, and it gave Alvin the edge. So missing the block was the best thing. But 2 catches, 11 yards.
That type of day.
If you go through and log who ran the furthest in the game, like literally like who logged the most yards running in the game, Olave led the team in that category despite only having 2 catches. So like, I think he's really bought in and he's doing the dirty work. Ball's not coming his way. He still was working harder than anyone out there. So I thought that was a really good sign too.
Yeah, absolutely, I mean, I love just the spreading out of just the amongst the weapons, right? And Olave's time will come. Let's flip over to the other side of the ball though, because like obviously the offense is a story because we had so much insecurity there and they look so fantastic. But we knew the defense was going to be good, going to be elite even, and that's going to be where you really make your hay this year. And they don't look like they lost a step, man. I mean, starting with a pick is just absurd. And yes, Bryce Young and that Carolina offense just looks awful. But like we talked about this, did you get better this offseason? And I mean, objectively, the answer is yes, right? Because you returned everybody, only you added Chase Young. And Chase Young looks great. Like I'm what were your biggest defensive takeaways from Sunday?
It's blurry on this. Do you have a Twister outfit on right now?
I do not have a Twister outfit on right now. Oh, I do have cowboy boots on.
He does have cowboy boots on. Yeah.
I've got boots and jeans on. I lost my only pair of like casual shoes in Las Vegas, Nick, at a pool party. And and so now it's either like wearing like these beat up Brooks running shoes or these beat up white tennis shoes or these boots. So I've been wearing a lot of jeans and boots lately, bro.
I got you. Yeah, look, the biggest defensive takeaways. I mean, the way DA schemes up blitz is I mean, it's second to none. And I thought really, and look, we don't give this guy like enough credit, and I think he deserves credit after this game. And whatever, people can say whatever they want. It's like I think you just saw an example of good coaching versus bad coaching in just for one game. Like I thought DA was incredibly prepared. I thought he had his team incredibly prepared. And I thought on the other side, like the Panthers just weren't prepared. Like allowing Alontae Taylor to get 3 sacks in a game. I mean, Alontae's incredibly fast. Like he attacked those plays, schemed up really well. Allowing it to happen 3 times though is crazy. You got to start looking for him at a certain point. And then DeMario gets another one. You know, I thought the front could have been a little bit more, I don't know, productive's the wrong word, but like there were plays they could have completed that they didn't complete. But I thought the good thing was that they were in there. I think Chase Young had like 7 pressures. Granderson had 6. So both those guys were doing what they were supposed to do. I thought it was maybe a little bit quiet from Brzee and Peyton Turner. Maybe want to see a little bit more from them next week, but it's one game. Overall, though, I mean, I was encouraged by what we saw there. I thought the corners played really well. Alontae was real good sticky coverage. Adebo had a couple pass breakups. Thought it was maybe a little bit of a weird game for Lattimore, but he missed a lot of time. He slipped twice, kind of looked like he was trailing a little bit more than you're used to seeing him. Has a hamstring injury now.
Oh, yeah. Is his hammy okay? What's the word?
So he said he was fine. A source told me that he should be okay. It's not a major injury, but I mean, I'm reluctant to project anything for anyone. I don't have hard information on yes, he's playing this week. No, he's not playing this week. I mean, he was in the locker room after the game. That's usually a pretty good sign. CeeDee Lamb, that's a game that I hope he wants to play for. That's a game they need him for. I mean, that's why you pay him. But I'm reluctant to say, anything with what he's going to do. It's just been the injuries have kind of come and, been there for the last couple of years. So I'm not sure, but they need him. I mean, I really think they need him for this game.
Hey, I want to ask you real quick before I let you go about the special teams.
Oh, yeah.
I thought it was fantastic. I thought everybody from kicking the football, punting the football, coverage units, I thought the return game, it was a clean game there as well. And that's not always a place the last couple of years where the Saints have been highly efficient. It just feels like right now, and again, everything was working, but a 57-yarder is a 57-yarder. I don't care what the score is. Like, everything on teams looked great as well.
Yeah, they looked awesome, man. They were really good on that side. Rizzy is the guru of the kickoff. The returns look great. They were blocking great. The only hiccup, late in the game, they throw Cedric Wilson out there and he muffed the one, but that's not the real returner. So that was the only downside on that.
Yeah.
But Groupie coming out and doing that, I thought was kind of important for him too. He goes through the battle. People are kind of talking about the other guy. He's nailing these kicks. I thought that was important for him overall, but it just kind of goes back to that point. Like the coaching overall, like whatever they did out there in California, it had them more ready to come and play right away in week one. And we did see a more intense camp, and we saw more reps, and when you see special teams and you're out at camp, it's kind of annoying because admittedly, like, it's a little bit boring to watch. And you're like, damn, just go back to team, like, do something. And it feels like they kind of have more special teams period than any team I've ever been around, but it shows up and they played well. And I think they did a little bit more this year. And, I think all of it paid off. It has to keep paying off, and the rest of the schedule coming up here the next 4 or 5 weeks is incredibly brutal. So, we're sitting here, shucks, that could quickly turn into, he sucks or whatever. But it very quickly they could be in that situation. But right now, man, they came into the season ready to play, and I thought that was an example of good coaching for 1 week.
I cannot wait to beat the Cowgirls' ass come Sunday. Nick, thank you so much. Nick Underhill, NewOrleans.football is the website. Guys, it's that, subscribe now. It's freaking awesome. Okay, it's the absolute best. NewOrleans.football is the site. Nick, thank you so much, man.
Yeah, take it easy, guys.
Later, guys.
Thanks, Nick.
All right, when we get back, more Off the Bench.
Off the Bench.
Get Gordon and get it done. 225-888-8888. You get into an accident, you need somebody who's going to stand up for you. You want Gordon McKernan injury attorneys, guys. Stand up to the big insurance companies. Go to getgordon.com. You can see all the cases they handle, as well as testimonials for past satisfied customers. You can fill out a console form right there, and follow them on social media at Get Gordon.
Go to the website, getgordon.com. You can do it all. Like, whatever you're looking to do, you can get it done, get a question answered on there, have a chat with them on the website, and see what they can do for you in the courtroom. Always see what they're doing in the community and with your favorite athletes throughout Louisiana. At Get Gordon is going to be the handle on all major social media. Now, you also know that's throughout the state of Louisiana. If you need to call them, put your area code followed by 888-8888. GetGordon.com, again, is the website. Get Gordon and get it done.
It's an everyday thing here. We work horses in the mornings and we work on the property during the day, and without these John Deere tractors, it'd almost be impossible to keep up with the place. I've dealt with some of the other colors and stuff, and I never really got the response back that I get from John Deere, We really enjoy dealing with Sunshine. They're good people. They always check on us and make sure our equipment's running, and we love them. Flip the switch and learn more about what it means to be powered by Sunshine at sunequip.com.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
When it comes to ending cancer, we push forward, always working together for you. That's why our cancer experts at Ochsner have clinically integrated with MD Anderson Cancer Center. This means advanced cancer care, including access to life-saving clinical trials and integrating care to treat the whole you. Introducing Ochsner MD Anderson Cancer Center. Long live you.
Breck teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered.
Well, I got my first truck when I was 3. Drove 100,000 miles on my knees. Hauled marbles and rocks and thought twice before I hauled a Barbie doll bed for the girl next door.
Welcome back to Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Okay, guys, relax. First off, no, I am not new boot goonin'. I've had these boots for a while. Second off, these boots are appropriately sized. My feet fit in them perfectly. My toes are comfortably at the top. And, yeah, just back off, okay? Just back off, because I love these boots, okay? And they're not a put on. There's nothing play about them. I'm a man who works outside. And I guess this is all a bit, guys. Somebody in chat said it, and I thought it was funny, so I've written Andy on the bottom of my right boot in the same style of Woody from Toy Story. Because I'm a massive Toy Story fan. I freaking love Toy Story, dude. I love Toy Story 1, I love 2, I love 3. 4 is pretty damn good as well. I think Toy Story 1 is one of the greatest movies of our age.
Which one's the one where Andy goes to college?
That is 3. Very emotional.
It made me a little
very
sad
good.
at
Yeah,
the end.
yeah. The end. It's intense at the end. It's sad at the end. Actually, I believe I think it was Tarantino. I'm almost positive. Yeah, Tarantino was talking about trilogies and how. Let me make sure this was Tarantino. Hold on. Let me make sure this is Tarantino. Hold on. Tarantino Toy Story. Yes, it is. Okay. So Quentin Tarantino was talking to Bill Maher about trilogies. And he talked about, the problem with most trilogies are the first one's really good. The second one gets generally gets better, but you stumble across the finish line in the third. It's not always the case. I think Lord of the Rings finished very strong. I think Star Wars, definitely that is the case. The Empire's the strongest chapter. I think if you're talking about the Batman trilogy, absolutely. Dark Knight's the strongest chapter. But Tarantino basically says the Toy Story trilogy is perfect because it gets better and better. And Toy Story 3 is this masterpiece of a finish to the original story. And I think he also cites, what are the 2 movies that preceded The Good and the Bad and the Ugly? It's a bit of a blind spot for me.
So it's going to be, is it Hang 'em High should be one of them?
Yeah, I don't know. I think I've seen The Good and Bad and the Ugly, but I don't think I've seen the whole trilogy. So I need to go back and watch that because he cites that as kind of the other perfect example of how a trilogy should be handled. So whatever, Toy Story 3 is awesome. I don't know how we got on this. Oh yeah, I wrote Andy on my boot. All right, it's time. I don't think we have sound for this yet, but it's time for right,
Oh, wait,
wrong.
don't you have something?
Yeah, hang on. I actually have a video. Give me 1 second.
Oh, okay, cool.
But is there sound in the video?
Mhm.
Okay, I thought
Okay.
so. We did this last week.
Andy, you Goonie. That's from Goonies. And the popular jock guy is yelling at his girlfriend, Andy.
Worst third movie in a trilogy is Godfather 3. Godfather 2, phenomenal.
Again, another trilogy that speaks to that rhythm. The first is this excellent base.
Yeah.
The second one extends in a lot of
Amazing.
ways and gets better. And then the third just kind of doesn't
It was
quite
so, like,
keep it up.
Yeah, not a fan of the third one.
Fistful of Dollars is one of the movies there, too.
Fistful of Dollars, few dollars more.
Yeah.
And then
Good, Bad, and the Ugly.
You ready?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do it.
Right, Batman.
Wrong.
Neutral is to be indifferent.
Right is right, wrong is wrong. Why don't people see that?
They did not care. They're totally indifferent.
Whatever which way they go, whatever which way they go, whatever which way they go.
I'm feeling pretty vindicated in my Kentucky slander, you know?
Yeah.
You said here, you heard me call him Mark Poops. You heard me call him way overpaid for the results that he's given you. And what he put on display Saturday was embarrassing. I would say also, I've been telling you about Nebraska. I've been telling you about the Corn Hub. Been telling you about the toughness of this team and what they were building last year, even as the results looked the same. So I'll go ahead and pat myself on the back. Oh, no audio on that? That's fine. Doesn't matter. I'll go ahead and pat myself on the back for that. Where did y'all get it right?
Yeah. Let's see.
This is college only.
Give me anything. Any take that you had that you were right about.
Bryce Young. Bryce Young is not an NFL quarterback. We talked about this before he got drafted. I didn't see it coming into the league. I think there's enough out there. He is the same quarterback, if not worse than he was a year ago. Bryce Young.
I think that I was right. Okay, I'm trying to think because I totally forgot about this segment. Oh, OK State beat Arkansas.
Okay, so technically
Which was
a pick,
very,
right?
It was very, well, because like,
you got lucky a little bit, but
I got
yeah,
very
take
lucky.
It.
I don't know, though.
Hey, she got it because of the hook, though.
I mean, speaking of wrong, I continue to sink the pontoon parlay.
Yeah.
So if we're just doing raw picks that we are wrong about, yes, me giving myself over to Hugh Freeze and trusting in Peyton Thorne looks exceptionally dumb.
I don't think I really ever
Today.
gave like a take last week, though.
I have a wrong.
I mean, obviously, I would say that I know I purported to believe in this Saints team, and you always allow for things to go well, but I would have never fathomed that it would have gone as well on Sunday. So I would say I was wrong about that. One thing I'm indifferent on is, I hyped up Jalen Milroe in Alabama a lot over the offseason. The struggles have not all been on Milroe. The offensive line was god-awful against South Florida. But, again, I'm saying indifferent now because we saw this last year, and look how they ended up. SEC champs beating Georgia. So I'm not going to overreact. But, I thought that the initial return from Milroe in Alabama in the DeBoer era would have been better offensively than what we've seen thus far.
My wrong was South Carolina. I know we talked about it a little bit last week after how they looked against Old Dominion. I didn't think South Carolina would win a conference game. They looked really good against Kentucky. They made a 180. So I was wrong about that this week.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you. I'm wrong on I really thought that the Saints were not going to get off to a good start to the season. I had a really rough outlook on the season. So I was wrong on that, but I'm also kind of a little indifferent on that because the Panthers are pretty bad.
Yeah, we got to wait.
And so it's kind of a little bit of both, wrong and indifferent. I was wrong about them starting 0-1.
Rohit Calvacava says they struggled against USF last year, right? Talking about Alabama. Yeah, 17. That was a 17-3 game where they tried Ty Simpson. They benched Milroe. He ends up coming back
Buckner,
in.
Benched him again.
It looked awful.
For
Brett says I was dead wrong about Burrow and the Bengals coming out in week
Seriously.
1 with a fire lit under their asses. Yeah, that was the most disappointing
So disappointing.
in the NFL. But again, that may be an indifferent scenario because we see this with the Bengals every single year.
That is an every year thing.
But you can be wrong about thinking that they would finally change it this year.
I think they're kind of missing Joe Mixon a little bit.
Let's not give Burrow. Rohit's going to step too far. We're not saying Burrow's washed yet. He says might be, but no, it's too early.
I think it's too early to say he's washed, and I think they're missing Joe Mixon a little bit.
My indifferent is Oklahoma. They look so good week 1. How good was the level of competition? They struggled against an 0-2 Houston team, a Houston team that's not that good. I mean,
Bro, a Houston team that got blown out by 20 at home
that
against
was a
UNLV.
16-12 final score.
Yeah.
Arnold was shaky in that game after, again, looking so good in week 1, but they didn't really play anybody. And everyone coming into the year was kind of their indifferent team. They didn't know what they're going to do. I'm still there. I have no idea how good this Oklahoma team is.
Venables had a funny moment in the post-game press conference where he opens it up by praising the punter. And then he's like, I can't believe I'm having to praise the punter to open a press conference. But, the kid did play great. So that was some funny self-awareness there, I thought. Cortland Jacob, this is not about right, wrong, or indifferent, but he hits on something that I've been thinking a lot about. He says, what are the chances that Petrino just enough to make people love him, but tanks just enough to get Pittman fired so he gets named coach? I mean, Petrino was Machiavellian on Saturday, right? Taylon Green, all the offseason headlines about that's my handpicked quarterback. That's what Pittman told me I could do. Taylon Green looks fantastic. Offense looks great, but you make all these critical errors. But those aren't errors that reflect the OC. They're errors that reflect on the head coach. I did my job. I see you, Bobby P. You old snake in the grass, you. Heady play. Good job. Jake, we got to go, but anything you want to admit to being right, wrong, or indifferent about before we do?
What did I get right? Tennessee thrashing NC State. You saw that coming from a mile away. What did I get wrong? Oregon being the best team in the Big Ten. Where am I indifferent? The Clemson Tigers. You get housed by Georgia, but Georgia's going to do that to a lot of people. You put up 60-plus on Appalachian State. That's a good program, a good team. Cade Klubnik, for the first time, looked like the quarterback that we thought he would be in high school recruiting. I'm not ready to give myself over to Clemson either way. I actually lean more that they're not going to be in the conversation, but that was a step in the right direction.
Have you seen their schedule, though? Because here's what's weird about Clemson. I don't think they're a real playoff threat, but they have
somebody from the ACC's.
No. I mean, but they should be 11-1. Look at their schedule. I don't think they should lose another game. It is a bit shockingly easy outside of that Georgia game. Let's just, so people know, let's just look at it right now. Okay, so you have NC State at home,
right.
Stanford at home, at Florida State, which would have been hard, doesn't feel that way anymore, at Wake Forest, home Virginia.
Yeah, one ranked game left.
Home against Louisville.
Yeah, that's
at
the ranked
Virginia
game.
Tech, could slip up. At Pitt, home Citadel, home South Carolina. Every team with a pulse, they get it home, save for at Virginia Tech, who, again, we've already seen wobble early on.
Yeah.
So, Clemson, you may hate it, but still very much alive.
There is, in the ACC, Boston College, Syracuse, Louisville, Miami, Clemson, all these teams have an opportunity to be the representative. And, one of the teams that you might be hand-waving right now, like a Boston College and Syracuse, all you got to do is get to the championship game. You pull off an upset, you win that one, guess what? You're in the playoff, and guess what? You also get a bye in the playoff.
I got one message for Joe Burrow, dude. Come on, Bengals!
All right, we're going to break.
Break.
You got to win the game.
Off the bench.
I can't believe you do that pass. I'm so sad. Why do you do that? Go to the Queen. You're home for football this football season, guys. If you want to watch the NFL, cash in, cash out, baby. Go walk home with that hard green in your hand. If you want to go cheer on the Bengals like a real sports fan, you go to the Queen of Baton Rouge, newly renovated top to bottom. It's fantastic. DraftKings Sportsbook is incredible. Check out the 1717 restaurant and bar. Go to the Queen today.
Jesus. TheQueenBR.com is the website. Go check it out. I mean, multiple places to dine. The entertainment's fantastic. It's everything there is new. It feels new. It looks new. You're going to be blown away if you haven't been there in a while. I fully encourage you to go check it out. We're going to have a lot of fun all football season long in the DraftKings Sportsbook. TheQueenBR.com.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs. Even in the case of an after-hours emergency, the light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. For years, you've heard me tell you about Insurance Network of Louisiana, helping you find better coverage for less money. But it's not just for your home and auto. They also offer commercial property. So, retail stores, professional offices like doctors, dentists, attorneys, clothing boutiques. Insurance Network of Louisiana can find you better coverage for less money. They service the entire state of Louisiana, and they're local. So call today at 293-0450 or lainsurance.net.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving.
Well, I was sitting in a roadhouse down on Highway 41. You were wiping off.
Welcome back to Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
I knew you didn't see me. I was in a corner booth.
Sorry, y'all. Can't listen to this song and let you got them boots on like I do, guys. And you can't holler at me.
Baby, and I don't even know your name.
Unless you go to All-Star Toyota Baton Rouge to get your next vehicle. All-Star Toyota Baton Rouge. AllStarToyotaBatonRouge.com. Check out some of the great deals they got going on. If your vehicle suffers any damage during the storms.
The storms?
Well, you go to All-Star Toyota Baton Rouge. They got a body shop. Welcome to all makes and models. Doesn't have to be All-Star. Doesn't have to be Toyota. Free professional estimates, excellent lines, communication, factory parts right there on site. Shuttle services, rental cars, better per day rental price, traditional rental company. You go to All-Star Toyota Baton Rouge, All-Star Toyota Baton Rouge. Cowboys are to football as a clown is to a rodeo. I agree. Kind of entertaining. They take a lot of the bullets for the other teams, right? Like a lot of storylines are ignored on the national stage to talk about the clowns. They disappear when it matters, right? At the point at which they would get gored, they just hop into the barrel, never to be seen again. That's not a bad analogy there.
You know, there's a lot of teams, I'm not going to name names, that would not even be invited to that rodeo. So I guess it's better to be a clown than never have been invited.
Yeah, sure, dude, whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, so as long as you admit you're a clown, that's fine.
No, that's fine.
What are the Saints, 10-5 last 15 against Cowgirls?
So that was the thing. Like, shout out to my guy, Dev. Cowboys have won 3 of the last 5. They're also 18-13 overall. So a little bit of homework done. You got to do it all, though. 3 of the last 5.
3 of the last 5 are 3-2. That's a great way to phrase it, but you're 3-2. So, yeah, I'm still winning.
Dak Prescott.
Look, I'm just excited that the team that I cheer for gets to play the Carolina Panthers this week.
There you go.
Watch out, bro. Classic.
Classic bounce back.
Classic NFL weirdness incoming right there, Bo.
Yeah,
Probably not with Jim Harbaugh.
Not with
Probably
Harbaugh.
not with Harbaugh. Probably not with Harbaugh. You're right.
Not with Harbaugh.
Taylor, it's time for your Tay-Tay NFL story of the day.
It's time for Tay-Tay's NFL Story of the Day. Your daily dose of NFL news from Taylor Sharp.
Okay, well, as good as Cooper Kupp looked on Sunday night, Puka Nacua will not be with him for at least the next 4 weeks. He has been put on IR.
Damn.
That was announced last night. He re-aggravated that knee injury that he had hurt in the offseason. It's his PCL. It's a strained PCL. So he's going to be on
Parish
IR.
County line?
Yeah. Parish County line. There you go, PCL. The Green Bay Packers, though, are not putting Jordan Love on injured reserve. I know there was a lot of talk about that after the Friday night. However, Malik Willis, who was traded to this team about a week and a half ago, is going to get the start this Sunday against Indianapolis. A few injury updates for us.
Is that Liberty's finest?
That is Liberty's finest.
Okay. Is that the man who
was
nearly
almost a lock
ruined
to
our
be
parlay
first
that
round?
one time?
Yeah.
Against Hugh
Against
Freeze.
Ole Miss,
Excuse me, not against Lane Kiffin's Ole Miss.
Yeah, Hugh Freeze was his coach.
Yes.
So, yeah, he's starting against the Colts, and then Puka Nacua out for at least 4 weeks.
You know, guys, it's like you have a league full of positive stories and great performances, and Taylor just hits you with injury news. Should we be surprised at this point?
The Jordan Love one was very positive. He's not on IR. So.
Did y'all see like the 49ers injury stuff going down right now?
No, what's up?
So Jordan Mason, the running back from last night,
Yeah.
in the post-game press conference said that he found out on Friday that he was going to be filling in for CMC.
Yeah.
And like apparently they didn't put
which
him on
means
the
McCaffrey wasn't on the
Right.
injury report. Yeah.
Oh, no.
So then Kyle Shanahan was like, no, that's not what happened.
nah.
He didn't know for
We
sure.
told him
until-
just to be ready.
Yeah.
is what he
Prove it. We
said.
told- yeah, prove
so
it.
he said something like, I didn't flat out say he was going to start. And then in post-game, Jordan Mason was like, well, I can't comment on stuff like that.
Yeah.
Smart.
So, I mean, damage
But
is
he
already
did
done.
say
But
Friday that he knew that he was going to be filling in for CMC.
Potentially.
Potentially. But he didn't say the potentially part.
No, I know.
Wait. Did you write Andy on the bottom of your boot?
Yeah,
you
look
just
at that.
see that?
Look at that.
I just saw that.
That's what I needed the Sharpie for. How
I
great
put a
is that?
poll up on Instagram asking what size shoe you wear.
Look at that.
Okay.
And the majority of people think that you
Asking for a
wear
Sharpie.
Which means
a size 5 in women's.
yeah, boys about to bang Bo Peep. Hey, sheep, get out the room. Give him the hook, Bo. It's time to go. You know what I'm saying?
Well.
Let me peep under this skirt, dog.
Bro,
Mm.
you always take it just a
Always.
step too
Just
far.
do the step that you're not supposed to.
You know what the best line in the entire Toy Story trilogy is?
There's a snake in my boot.
No, I do like that one though. Somebody's poisoned the water hole, but not that one either. It's and I think last night's plastic corrosion meeting was a big success. So thank you, Mr. Spell. I don't know why. It's just incredible. A little meeting they're having. You're welcome, Mr. Spell says.
All right, I'm going
Hilarious.
to. Yeah, I'm going to save us before we go to break
And I
here.
think
Last
night's plastic corrosion meeting was a big success.
I would love, and it would be I'd be highly grateful if you could go to Twitter and check out Hester Sports Foundation. It's been a while since we've had a raffle or any kind of thing, but now we're back in the swing of things. Back that time, we have one going on right now. Only $10 to enter. No maximum. You can as many as you want to. Again, at Hester Sports is the handle on Twitter. You'll see it on my page as well. We've got a raffle. You get a football signed by all 4 national championship quarterbacks. So all 4. a helmet signed by me, full-size helmet signed by me, and a Chuck Bro incredible original painting of Malik Neighbors, which is like an incredible, like it's a print of it, but I mean it's Chuck's painting is my point. And so yeah, you get all three of those. Again, $10, no limit. You can enter as many times as you want. The deadline is going to be in about 4 days from now. We'll do it like we always do. We'll put it in the prize wheel, shuffle it around, contact whoever the winner is. But yeah, not many of those. I wouldn't think national championship signed by all four quarterbacks.
No, that's insane. Because I mean, you're talking about 70 years in the making, or something like that.
Yeah. So that is available now at Hester Sports at Jacob Hester 18.
There you go. Matt C said already donated, Jake.
Thank you. Shout out. It's on 104.5's page. We'll retweet it from Off the Bench. Yeah, big fundraiser for us. So any entries would be highly appreciated, T-Bob.
Yeah. Peep that post, guys.
I mean, if you could throw $10 at it.
Wink, wink.
I can't win, so no. And I hate charity.
F them kids.
Jeez,
I hate philanthropy in general. You know? Yeah, not about
Well, I mean, at least you're honest, I guess.
All right, close out the show next.
Off the bench.
Tommy's Windows, Doors, and Siding, GEAUXTommies.com, GEAUXTommies.com. You go to Tommy's Windows, Doors, and Siding, guys, you're going to see the difference clearly, and it starts with having the team out to your home, okay? Because that's where you're going to start to learn about the dependable nature of him, the integrity with which they carry themselves, and the free professional estimate, because that's what I love is like I always encourage you to just make Tommy one of the bids, okay? And then let them prove to you why they are the correct people for your job. So you need Hardy Plank or vinyl siding, wood or vinyl windows, any type of door, you need to go to GoTommys.com.
Yeah, when you go to the website, you can kind of see what they can do for you. It's a great gallery, a great testimonial page as well from past clients. But we do always encourage you, like that's just to give you an idea of the quality of work, but just know they can customize your job. They're going to come out and tell you exactly what they can do for you. Set it all up today at GoTommys.com.
The best kept secret in town is out. Discover Tula at the Renaissance Hotel on Bluebonnet.
The Windsor Senior Living Community in Mandeville, Louisiana is a beautiful, vibrant apartment community geared towards seniors. They are nestled right in the heart of Mandeville, where seniors live a more carefree lifestyle in spacious apartments with the peace of mind that comes from having a little extra help. Call the Windsor at 985-624-8040 to schedule a lunch and tour. Come see how the Windsor can be your passport to peace of mind.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood Subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our customers, family, and friends for 50 years of success.
And looking forward to 50 more.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
When it comes to ending cancer, we push forward, always working together for you. That's why our cancer experts at Ochsner have clinically integrated with MD Anderson Cancer Center. This means advanced cancer care, including access to life-saving clinical trials and integrating care to treat the whole you. Introducing Ochsner MD Anderson Cancer Center. Long live you.
Breck teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. there are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered. Gold. Brack, your #1 park system in the nation.
At Relief Windows, we're more than windows. We're windows, doors, hardy plank, and vinyl siding. But our #1 product is always customer satisfaction.
Welcome back to Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
No.
We never got to our college football week 3 preview. I'll have to do that tomorrow. A lot of people are going to tell you that this is not a good weekend slate of games, and you tell them to shut the hell up, nerds, because it's college football.
Game day is going to be at South Carolina. LSU.
Okay, we got Arizona, Kansas State Friday night, ranked on ranked. We got Alabama at Wisconsin.
Okay.
We got ranked on ranked Boston College in Como against Mizzou.
Okay.
We got
game.
Tulane
I like that.
at Oklahoma. We got the Civil War, Oregon State.
Can't call it that anymore.
We got A&M Florida. We got the Backyard Brawl. We got WVU Pitt. We got Ole Miss Wake Forest on the CW. And we got everybody's favorite, Georgia, Kentucky, where Georgia beats the hell out of Kentucky and we act like Georgia's good.
I'm only watching Ole Miss Wake Forest if One Tree Hill is before and Dawson's Creek is after. It's the only way I'm watching it.
I wonder what the hot CW show is nowadays.
I don't know. I mean,
Ask the
CW used
bench.
to hit.
Also, like, it is funny you say you can't say Civil War anymore because, like, generally, there's a lot of insurrectionists in Oregon. So it's kind of funny that they lean so hard into that Civil War game. Ask the Bench, brought to you by Cole Kerslight. Visit our hotels at Blue Moon Light Sky Suite LSU covering Saturday. I would not touch an LSU bet right now with a 10-foot pole.
No, I can't, but I wouldn't, even if I could.
I mean, I swore it off years ago, but I do not have a read yet. Let me watch South Carolina and see if I get a read, but I would not touch it right now. Ask the Bench. You may have missed it earlier in the show, but did you talk about it? What did the Nicholls film review say about the run game? It was basically the whole first hour. If you want to go check it out, average still. A bit worrying for sure. Ask the Bench. Show tomorrow. Yes, all plans are to have a show. I will be remote as it is official. I think the kids are going to be out of school. My wife's out of town, so I got to be with them. But we will have a show. We'll force some of our excellent young producers that we love so much here into the studio.
I do feel bad. It's like, hey, y'all come to the studio.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of messed up.
Yeah, minus the kind of.
Ask the Bench. Steve, would you? Now, you know what? I'm not going to read that.
Hey, real quick, Chuck Brogus actually reached out to me. He had the Malik Neighbors print in the raffle we're doing. He's adding a badass Dylan Cruz Nationals canvas print as well into the raffle. It's great. Fantastic.
I'm in now.
So, wow.
That's all it took. I'm in now.
At Hester Sports, please, on Twitter. You'll see it on Facebook page as well. That's the information how to enter the raffle.
Ask the Bench. Do people realize we have 1 or 2 boring slates here that wind up being awesome? Yeah, people accused last week of being boring.
Last week was great.
And it was
good
fantastic.
beforehand.
Even week 0 was good.
Yeah.
Boston College, Missouri. Did they get the Columbia wrong in game day?
Yeah, that's going to be a fantastic game.
I think they just really wanted to come to South Carolina. It's been a long time. Cox got a little juice. Tiger's struggling. Got a little blood in the water. You know. All right, y'all. We love you. Everybody stay safe. We'll talk to you tomorrow morning.
Off the Bench.
Go to centralplumbing.org. Centralplumbing.org. 925-8552. 925-8552. 925-8552.
What's the number?
925-8552. And they've been doing your plumbing for 50 years, y'all. They got a massive fleet. Okay. So whatever you need, whenever you need it, 24/7 emergency service. Central Plumbing has your back. And actually, can I credit myself for only saying the South Carolina mascot once today? Do you know how hard I could lean into that? Okay. Hard. And I have not.
Jesus.
You know what's easy? Going to Central Plumbing for your plumbing problems. Centralplumbing.org. Centralplumbing.org.
Yeah, just get ready for tomorrow's show is basically
No,
what
I'm not going to do it. All I'm saying
you.
is I deserve credit.
Sure, attaboy.
Thank you.
Centralplumbing.org, 225-925-8552. Not only in emergencies, centralplumbing.org. Check it out online for what you can do in the remodel game, centralplumbing.org.
It's no secret. The best oysters in Baton Rouge are at Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar. Enjoy mouth-watering South Louisiana flavor and oysters from all over the country. And don't forget our nightly drink specials. Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar, located in downtown Baton Rouge.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs. Even in the case of an after-hours emergency, the light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. For years, you've heard me tell you about Insurance Network of Louisiana, helping you find better coverage for less money. But it's not just for your home and auto. They also offer commercial property. So, retail stores, professional offices like doctors, dentists, attorneys, clothing boutiques. Insurance Network of Louisiana can find you better coverage for less money. They service the entire state of Louisiana, and they're local. So call today at 293-0450 or lainsurance.net.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.